KINA 910 AM and 107.5 FM is the #1 talk radio station in Salina, featuring Coffee Talk in the mornings with Sean Hannity and Mark Levin in the afternoons. KINA is your stadium for the world champion Kansas City Chiefs and the home of Southeast of Saline sports. Local news, sports, and talk. KINA 910 AM and 107.5 FM.
94.5 FM KG Prime is Salina's favorite classic pop hit station. Playing all the songs you love from the 80s and 90s, Prime is the at-work station you listen to all day long. Playing the greatest hits on earth. 94.5 Prime FM.
99 FM KSKG is the #1 station in Salina and Manhattan. Home to Bobby Bones in the morning and afternoons with Shane McClintock. 99 KG delivers the best of today's hot country with concerts, contests, and 40-minute music sweeps every hour. 99 KG is Central Kansas's home for new country.
97.5 FM KJCK is Central Kansas's station for all the hits. The most hit music every hour to get you through your day. Power Hits 97.5 is a highly rated top 40 station playing today's best music, serving Salina with the perfect blend of current hits. All the hits, all the time. Power Hits 97.5.
SalinaPost.com is Salina's #1 news source. Our local news team has their fingers on the pulse of the city, breaking important stories impacting our community. Salina Post is also your home for live streaming local sports. Your 24/7 local news leader, SalinaPost.com.
Eagle Radio Salina is more than just your favorite radio stations. We are your creative partner for the web. We can craft digital marketing plans unique to your needs. Our creative team creates amazing digital ads for the web. We also offer outstanding video production for your website, YouTube, Facebook, Hulu, and more. Let our Eagle team help you soar. Discover the power of today's radio and digital platforms.
KINA 910 AM and 107.5 FM is the #1 talk radio station in Salina, featuring Coffee Talk in the mornings with Sean Hannity and Mark Levin in the afternoons. KINA is your stadium for the world champion Kansas City Chiefs and the home of Southeast of Saline sports. Local news, sports, and talk. KINA 910 AM and 107.5 FM.
94.5 FM KG Prime is Salina's favorite classic pop hit station. Playing all the songs you love from the 80s and 90s, Prime is the at-work station you listen to all day long. Playing the greatest hits on earth. 94.5 Prime FM.
99 FM KSKG is the #1 station in Salina and Manhattan. Home to Bobby Bones in the morning and afternoons with Shane McClintock. 99 KG delivers the best of today's hot country with concerts, contests, and 40-minute music sweeps.
Good evening and welcome back to yet another broadcast brought to you by Salina Post. I'm Noah Helgett. Brian Dennett behind camera bringing you tonight's action for the Lady Knights and the Beloit Lady Trojans. Starting out with the Beloit Lady Trojans, they're coming into this game 7-5 on the season. Yet they, last week, coming off from a very, very stacked 40th annual Orange and Black Classic tournament out in Colby, they placed 4th. They started out that tournament playing Ulysses, where they had 3 players and double figures. They won that game 69-35. Those 3 players, Cassandra Thompson, Reagan Cheney, and Addison Bucky. Cassandra Thompson having 22 points and 14 rebounds in that one. Reagan Cheney had 14 points and 12 rebounds. Addison Bucky, 11 points and 11 rebounds, being her 6th double-double of the season. They out-rebounded them 67-21 in that matchup of the opening round of that tournament. Southeast of Saline last week had that week off. Well, they had it off, but they still had a great week of practice, Coach Hines said, getting ready for this matchup between the Lady Trojans. One key to tonight's success, he said, was definitely out-rebounding them and being a little more physical. Now for your starting lineups. Starting out with the Beloit Lady Trojans, they'll start a 5'9" senior and number 13, Olivia Wright. A 6' senior, number 15, Addison Budke. A 5'6" sophomore, number 24, Samantha Thomas. A 5'9" senior, number 30, Cassandra Thompson, and a junior, 5'6", 32, McKenna Channel.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Saint Sebastian, pray for us. Please bless today's game, our opponent, our team, and all watching our play. Thank you for the opportunity to compete and bring out the best in each other. We pray in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets the bombs bursting in them gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Back, ladies and gentlemen, to Salina Post, brought to you by Salina Ortho. I'm Noah Helgett. Brian Dennett behind camera. And now for Sacred Heart Lady Knights starting roster, They'll starting a sophomore and number 1, Adeline Lee. Number 4, Skylar Douglas. Number 12, Nicole Richards. Number 20, Eden Sharpton. And number 31, Mia Hamilton. Lady Knights coming into this one 4-6 on the season. Their last matchup 2 weeks ago was against Ellsworth, losing that one 54-51. For the Lady Trojans, Addison Butke, their 6-foot senior, averaging 11.4 points on the year, 10.9 rebounds. So watching her under the basket is going to be crucial for the Lady Knights here tonight. Another top scorer for the Lady Trojans coming in, number 30, Cassandra Thompson, averaging 15.7 on the season. Beloit started that Colby tournament, going 1-0 and falling in the last two, finishing 4th, losing to Colby 48-30 and Wellington 77-21. A few games to watch out here tonight for the girls. Ellsworth hosting Plainville in a little non-league matchup, and a league matchup out in Gypsum, Republic County, and southeast of Saline. We will have score updates here throughout this game. Butke for Beloit. Douglas for Sacred Heart in the center circle, ready for the jump. Beloit will control this one, starting off. Channel with it. Channel will pass to the left. Throws it down low, gets it turned over. Sacred Heart answers. Lee drives, puts up one, rattles off, rebounded by Beloit. Channel looking. They will get it down low to their big. And Olivia Wright with her first 2 of the game. Beloit leading 2-0 here early on in the first quarter. Richards with it for Sacred Heart. She'll pass it off. She gets it off to Mia Hamilton. She'll put up a 3 and bounces off. Beloit with it. Samantha Thomas gives it off to Olivia Wright. Olivia Wright with it here in the corner. Thompson with it. Thompson will give it off to Butke. Far side. Far side pass down in to Channel. She'll put it up. No good. Rebounded, controlled by Sacred Heart. Douglas with it. Douglas will take control. She'll throw it to Richards. Richards looking for Lee. Lee throws it back out to Douglas. Douglas with it in the right corner. Douglas gets her ball stolen away from Samantha Thomas for Beloit. Beloit in control here. Channel with it, top of the key. Guarded well by Lee. Thompson will drive it in. No good. Rebounded by Channel. Channel will put it back up. Gets her own rebound nearly. And a foul has been called. Foul is called on Nicole Richards, her first team of tonight. Beloit inbounding it, gets it off to Butke. Butke with it here, near side. Olivia Wright will put up a corner 3, no good, misses, rebounded. Rebounded by Wright. Wright out of, nearly gets it stolen away, out of bounds on Sacred Heart. The ball will stick with the Lady Trojans here. 5:51 left to go here in the first. Beloit up 2-0. Wright will inbound it. She gets it turned over. The Lady Knights trying to answer here. Mia Hamilton will pass it down into Lee. Lee will score. Lee answers for the Lady Knights here early. Knights playing it. Great defense. And they force a Beloit turnover here. Samantha Thompson, called with a travel. Nicole Richard inbounds it for the Lady Knights. Richards with it, looking to pass. Her pass rattles through the hands of Mia Hamilton, and Sacred Heart turns it over here. Beloit will take over. Budke to inbound it for the Lady Trojans. She'll give it off to Samantha Thompson. Thompson with it. Thompson will give it down to Olivia Wright. Wright puts it up, bounces off the glass, and in. Olivia Wright scores once again here. She has Beloit's lone 4 as they lead 4-2 here. 5:01 left to go here in the first quarter. Thompson nearly steals it away from the Lady Trojans.
Be strong with it. Hey.
Checking in for the Lady Trojans, number 23, Adam Lorenz, and number 43. 43 was Landry Litton, a 5'9" freshman, getting early minutes here for the Lady Trojans. Lee's 3 is put up, no good, rebounded by Beloit. Channel with it for the Lady Trojans. Channel being guarded by Lee, great. Tries getting it down low, to Budke. Budke gets it stolen away. The Lady Knights have it. Lee in control. Lee will give it off to Douglas. Douglas over to Richards. And Richards passes it in to the bench and turns it over again here for the Lady Knights. Budke inbounds it for Beloit. The Knights playing man-to-man defense here. Strong defense. Beloit struggling, trying to find it down low in to Budke. They'll get it to Bucky, and she picks up a foul. Foul on Edna Sharpton, her first personal, second team for the Lady Knights. Budke, a 6-foot senior, averaging 11.4 points on the year, 10.9 rebounds. As Sacred Heart gets the rebound. Lee has it, right side. Lee will give it to Richards. Richards looking down low. Mia Hamilton will drive in, no good. Battling for the rebound, and Beloit gets it. Addison Budke with the dribble and gets called for a double dribble. Dribbles, picks it up, dribbles again, and she's called on that turnover. And a 30-second timeout has been called by the Lady Knights. With that timeout, we'll thank some sponsors here. We'd like to thank the following for their support: Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine, Salina Septic Service, Commercial Tire Center, Smart Insurance, Vernon Jewelers, Salina Regional Health Center, Careers, and APAC Shears. The Lady Knights under head coach Carl Hines, his fourth year coaching here under the Lady Knights. Beloit under first-year head coach Keith Crizen. Sacred Heart with it. Lee will inbound it for the Lady Knights. Lee takes it right side, throws it down low to Richards. Richards puts up a shot, doesn't hit rim. Beloit in control with it now. Autumn Lorenz tries getting it off and turns it over. Lady Knights in control here. Lee will put up a three. Bounces off the back iron. Rebounded by Beloit. Thompson with it. Thompson looking for Lorenz. Down low. Lorenz to number 41, Reagan Cheney. And Cheney puts up a 2 points here for the Lady Trojans. Foul was called on number 32, McKenna Channel, her first personal, first team tonight. Lady Trojans leading here. 3 minutes left in the first, 6-2. Douglas inbounds it for the Lady Knights. She'll give it off to Lee. Lee crosses the center court, gives it off to Richards. Richards to Douglas. Douglas over to number 2, Campa. Campa puts up a three, bounces off the iron, and rebounded by Cheney for Beloit. Cheney will give it off to Samantha Thompson. Samantha with it. Samantha will give it off to number 50, Riker Clark. Excuse me, that was number 43, Landry Litton, excuse me. Looking at the wrong roster here. The Lady Knights with it, 2:30 left to go in the first quarter. Richards at the top of the key with it. She'll get it off to Lee. Lee tries driving down into the paint and gets her shot blocked. Beloit in control with it now. Samantha Thompson with it. Samantha Thomas will throw it to Budke, gets her pass turned over. Douglas with the Knights has it. Douglas will give it off to Campa. Campa over to Richards. Richards looking and scanning. Gives it off to Douglas. Douglas to Campa. Campa thinks about the three. No, drives down end low and gets her shot blocked by Reagan Cheney. Gets the rebound though. Gets it back out to Nicole Richards. And she puts up a three. And air ball. Beloit will have it with 1:47 left to go here in the first quarter. Budke will inbound it. Lady Knights playing tight defense here. Beloit gets it across half court, but turns it over. Lady Knights with it. Lee driving fast. Lee into the paint. Lee puts it up, rattles off the iron, rebounded by Beloit. The Knights still fighting for that rebound. Coming in for the Lady Trojans, number 43, Landry Litton. And number 32, McKenna Channel. The Lady Knights will inbound it. Douglas with it. Douglas gets her ball nearly stripped away by McKenna Channel, and she picks up a reach-in foul. That is her second, as she is in early foul trouble here early on in this game. Checking back in for the Lady Trojans and number 13, Olivia Wright, a 5'9" senior. And also number 23, Autumn Lorenz, a 5'7" junior. Coming in for number 32, McKenna Channel, with her 2 fouls here. Lady Knights with it. Lee crosses half court. Thompson guarding her. Lee drives right. Picks up her feet. Oh, everybody thought it was a travel, but a jump ball was called. Possession arrow points the Lady Knights. Gets it out to Campa. Campa thinks about the 3, drives in, pulls back out, getting guarded, trapped, tries giving it off to Douglas, but is turned over, double teamed by Beloit. Budke with that ball. She'll give it to Olivia Wright. Olivia Wright getting guarded heavy. Wright will give it off to Litton. Litton down low. Litton getting it down low, getting it to number 23, Autumn Lorenz. Her pass no good. And a foul called on Olivia Wright. That's her first personal. Lee with it for the Lady Knights. Lee will give it off to Douglas. Douglas will put up a 3. And yes! Skylar Douglas puts up a 3 and nothing but net on that one to bring the game within 1. 6-5, 20 seconds on the clock and running. Samantha Thompson tries driving it in for Beloit and gets called and is fouled, Foul was on number 2 for the Lady Knights, Bethany Campa, her first personal, 3rd team tonight. 18 seconds and ticking. Budke with it. Budke gives it off to Litton. Litton will drive it in, puts it up, bounces off the rim and is called and is fouled. She'll get 2 free throws. Foul is called on number 12, Nicole Richards, her second personal. Set to check in for the Lady Knights, number 10, Ellie Campa. Litton's first is up and good. Her second bounces off front iron and no good. Rebounded by Olivia Wright, and she puts it back up and gets fouled. As Ellie Campa checks in, gets her first foul. Olivia Wright's first free throw is up and rattles out. Checking in for Alyssa Patterson, that's number 20, Edna Sharpton. Litton's second is up and good. Lady Knights with it. Douglas gives it to Campa. Campa has it, 3 seconds. Gives it off to Lee. Lee will put up a 3, rattles off the front iron. And that is the end of the first quarter here from Sacred Heart. Beloit up 8-5. And we'll take that timeout with you. You're listening to Sacred Heart Sports here on Salina Post, brought to you by Salina Ortho.
APAC Kansas Incorporated has been building the Heartland from the ground up for over a century. From the supply of aggregate materials, hot mix asphalt, and concrete to the construction of roads and bridges, we do it all. You've seen our trucks, and now we want to hire you. APAC in Salina is growing, and we are hiring for all positions. From truck drivers to mechanics, general laborers, and construction, APAC has your next career. For more details, visit the job links page at salinapost.com. Great pay and benefits, APAC is an equal opportunity employer.
Welcome back to Salina Post, brought to you by Salina Ortho. I'm Noah Helgett behind the call. Brian Dennett behind camera, bringing you Lady Night action here tonight. The Lady Trojans will inbound it midcourt. Right, we'll throw it in to Samantha Thompson. Thompson with it. She'll take it right side. Gives it to Lorenz. Lorenz looking. Lorenz will drive it in, put it up in the paint, and scores 2. Autumn Lorenz with her first 2 of tonight's contest. Extends the lead 10-5 here early on in the second quarter. Lee getting fouled. That foul is called on number 24, Samantha Thompson, her first personal, team's first. Douglas inbounding it for the Lady Knights. Douglas gives it into Campa. Douglas with it, near side. She'll drive it in, puts it up, bounces off the front iron, and is fouled. She will have 2 shooting shots. Foul was called on number 23, Adam Lorenz, her first personal. Douglas at the line. Her first is up and good. Douglas set to shoot another one. Her second is up and good as well. Skylar Douglas with 5 here in the first half. The Lady Trojans answers, gets it down to number 50. 50 will put it up, no good. Rebounded by Cheney. Cheney gets it thrown away. Lee with it. Lee drives, tries to put it up, draws a foul, gets the shot, and she'll have a free throw opportunity here. A 3-point opportunity here for Addie Lee. Lee's free throw is up, bounces off the back iron, and rebounded by the Lady Trojans. Samantha Thompson with it. Looking for Litton and turns it over here. Checking in for the Trojans, number 23, Autumn Lorenz.
And number 15, Addison. Catch up!
Lee with it. Lee will drive it in, puts it up, bounces off the back glass, rebounded by the Lady Knights. Great physical rebound. Douglas gets it. Douglas will give it off to Campa. Campa passes it to Lee. Lee at the top of the key.
Hey!
Foul was called on Autumn Lorenz, her second person. Lady Knights to inbound it. Campa will throw it into Lee. Lee calling out the play. She'll give it off to Douglas. Right corner, she'll put up a 3, bounces out, and rebounded by Litton for Beloit. Addison Butke will take it across half court for the Trojans. Olivia Wright with it. Olivia Wright will give it off to Litton. Litton puts up a 3, bounces off the back glass, rebounded by Olivia Wright. But Addie Lee was not having that. She wanted to battle for it as well. Jump ball called, and the possession arrow sticks with the Lady Knights. Adeline Lee will take it across half court for the Lady Knights. Lee looking, scanning, gives it to Campa. Campa here in the near corner. She'll give it off to Richards. Richards over to Douglas. Douglas getting guarded tight. She'll give it off to Lee. Lee will drive it in, throws it back out to Douglas. Douglas will put up another 3 and hits it. Skylar Douglas hits yet another 3 here. We're getting the Lady Knights their first lead of tonight. Foul called on Adeline Lee, in transition, her first personal. Your only scorers here early on for the Lady Knights, Adeline Lee with 4 and Skylar Douglas with 8. Beloit inbounds it. Olivia Wright with it. She'll give it off to Butke. Butke turn around, puts it up, bounces off the front iron, and rebounded by Lee for the Lady Knights. Lee will pass it down to Douglas. Douglas puts it up, no good, rebounded by the Beloit Lady Trojans. The Lady Trojans with it. Lorenz gets down to her knee, guarded by Lee, jumps down to her knees, and a timeout called by the Lady Trojans. A 30-second timeout was called by Coach Kreisen for the Lady Trojans. 5:25 left to go here in the second quarter. The Lady Knights up 12-10. We'll take an opportunity to thank some of our sponsors. The Messenger Total Promotions, the official apparel provider for the Salina Post sport teams, is Messenger Total Promotions. See them in downtown Salina for local high school sport swag like hoodies, t-shirts, hats, and more. They can customize, make anything, and also have school items for your car. Messenger Total Promotions in Salina, Minneapolis, and Junction City. We'd also like to thank the following for their support: the Billings Group, the Kelly Kitchener Shelter Insurance Agency, the Bennington State Bank, Sage Products, Salina Pain Clinic, and 8140 Auto Service. 5:25 left to go here in the first half. Beloit will inbound it. Olivia Wright thinks about the 3. Douglas thought otherwise. Cassandra Thompson with it, getting double teamed. Campa tries stealing it away from her, but Litton gets it away. Litton has Butke. Butke with a shot just inside the 3-point line, rattles out and rebounded by Campa for the Lady Knights. Lee gives it off to Ellie Campa. Ellie Campa gives it off to her sister Bethany Campa. And a foul called on number 13, Olivia Wright, her second personal. Their 5th team, meaning 2 shots for the Lady Knights. Skylar Douglas will have an opportunity at 2. Her first is up and good. 3 for 3 from the charity stripe tonight. Skylar Douglas is. 13-10, 4:53 left to go in the first half. Douglas' second is up and good as well. Butke looking to inbound it, searching, scanning, gives it off to Lorenz. Butke getting trapped, gives it off to Lorenz and turns it over. Douglas with it. Douglas drives it into the paint, gives it off to Lee. Lee will put it off the glass, bounces off the glass and in. Adeline Lee with another score for the Lady Knights. Lady Knights extending their lead 16-10. And Douglas gets another steal, another turnover by the Lady Trojans, and she gets another score. Beloit struggling, getting it past midcourt. Litton with it. Litton gives it to Cassandra Thompson. Thompson to Lorenz. They have numbers. Lorenz trying to get it down to Wright and tipped away by number 2, Bethany Campa. Checking in for the Lady Knights in number 12, Nicole Richards, and number 23, Alyssa Patterson. Beloit with it. Olivia Wright will drive it in. She'll put it up. No good. Rebounded by the Lady Knights and is called with a foul.
Number 50, Cassandra Thompson, her first.
Foul was called on Cassandra Thompson, her first. At the line, shooting 2, Nicole Richards. Her first free throw is up and rattles off the back glass. She'll have one more opportunity here. The Lady Knights leading 18-10 here. 4:04 left to go in this first half. Richards, second, battles out and rebounded by the Lady Knights, and jump ball called. Possession arrow sticking with the Beloit Lady Trojans. Budke with it. Budke will give it off to Thompson. Thompson will drive it down for the Lady Trojans. McKenna Channel with it. Channel gives it off to Wright. Nearly get it stolen away. Wright gives it to Thompson. Thompson will drive it in. Gives it to Cassandra Thompson. Tries putting it up, and Douglas grabs a hold of it, getting a jump ball, and possession arrow sticking with the Lady Knights. Checking in for the Lady Trojans, number 41, Reagan Cheney. And for the Lady Knights, number 20, Edna Sharpton. And number 11, Mia Hamilton. Richards inbounds it for the Lady Knights. Lee will throw it right side to Douglas. Douglas to Richards. Richards looking, scanning, gives it to Lee. Lee, right corner. Drives in with an elbow and gets called with a charging foul there. Her second personal. Checking in for the Lady Knights, number 2, Bethany Campa checking in and giving Adeline Lee a break here with 2 fouls. Budke to inbound it for the Lady Trojans. Thompson will give it to Channel. Channel will take it across half court. She goes into the far corner, gives it back out to Wright. Cross court pass to Wright. Wright will give it to Channel. Channel thinks about the 3, starts to drive, and picks up the ball, being called with a travel. Beloit turns it over once again here. Adeline Lee checking in for the Lady Knights. Douglas with it. Douglas crosses half court. She'll give it off to Hamilton. Hamilton will drive it in, gives it back out to Lee. Lee will give it to Richards. Richards will put up a 3, bounces off the glass and iron, and rebounded by the Lady Trojans and Addison Budke. Budke liable to get her average here in rebounds. Rebounding average just shy of 11. The Trojans with it. Cheney struggling getting it out. Gives it to Channel. Channel is fouled by Adeline Lee. Her 3rd personal. Checking in for the Knights, number 2, Bethany Campa. Number 10, Ellie Campa. And number 23, Alyssa Patterson. Olivia Wright inbounds it for the Lady Trojans. She'll give it out to Cheney. Cheney to Thompson. Thompson, right corner to Channel. Channel thinks about driving it in, throws it back out to Wright. Wright called with the travel and turns it over again here late in the second quarter for the Lady Trojans. Checking in for the Lady Trojans is number 23, Autumn Lorenz. Checking in for number 24, Samantha Thompson. 2:22 left here in the second quarter. Douglas takes it across half court. Ellie Campa for 3. Bounces off the glass. Rebounded by Beloit. Budke with it, struggling getting it out. And Olivia's right pass to Lorenz goes through her hands, and the ball will go to the Lady Knights. Ellie Campa inbounds it. She'll give it off to Douglas. Douglas over to Hamilton. Hamilton will drive it in. Down the paint, puts it up, and called. Beloit picks up another foul here. Foul was called on number 15, Addison Budke. That is just her first. At the line shooting 2, Mia Hamilton. Her first is up and rattles out the back glass. Checking in for the Lady Trojans, number 50, Cassandra Thompson. 18-10, Lady Knights leading here. 1:57 left in the first half. Hamilton's second is up and good. Mia Hamilton scores for the Lady Knights here. Thompson with it, center court. Gives it off to Lorenz. She brings it across the center line. Channel in control with it for the Lady Trojans here. Moving the ball to the corner. Olivia Wright with it. Olivia Wright tries to give it off. to Channel and bounces off the scores table here. Coach Hines calling out a play here. Checking in for the Lady Trojans, Samantha Thompson. And for the Lady Knights, number 20, Eden Sharpton. Also checking in for the Lady Trojans, number 43, Landry Litton. The Lady Knights with it. Campa gives it off to Douglas. Douglas will give it off to Ellie Campa. Ellie Campa tries to give it to her sister Bethany and does not. Gets it turned over. Samantha Thompson tries driving it in, putting it up, bounces off the iron, gets a rebound. The Lady Knights get the rebound, and is fouled on the Lady Trojans. The Lady Trojan pick up another foul in Landry Litton, her first personal.
Eat it. I'll make foul.
Bethany Campa will put up a free throw. And good. Bethany Campa will score here late in the second quarter for the Lady Knights. Her first goal of tonight. She's set to make her second one. Rattles off the glass and rebounded by Douglas. Douglas will get it to Hamilton. Hamilton will put up a three. Rattles off and rebounded by Douglas again. She gets her rebound stolen away. The Lady Trojans trying to answer here. Trying to score here in this first half. Foul was called on Mia Hamilton. That's her first personal, as Lorenz was trying to drive in for the Lady Trojans. Autumn Lorenz here shooting two. Her first is up and good. Autumn Lorenz's free throw is Beloit's first point of this second quarter. Coming in for the Lady Trojans here, number 13, Olivia Wright. Lorenz's second free throw is up and it rattles off the back glass. No rim, but rebounded by Thompson. Thompson throws it back down low to Budke and is turned over. Budke gets it stolen away by Douglas for the Lady Knights. The Lady Knights trying to answer back. Douglas will drive it down, throws it up, and trying to draw the foul, but no foul, out of bounds by the Lady Trojans. The ball will stick with the Lady Knights. Ellie Campa to inbound it for the Lady Knights. 45 seconds left to go here in the second quarter. The Knights up by 9, 20-11. Campa will give it in to Bethany. Bethany will put it up and it rattles off. Beloit with the rebound and a foul on Ellie Campa. Her second personal. Autumn Lorenz set to make another two free throws here with 41 seconds left to go here in the first half. Lorenz 1 for 2 here from the free throw line. Her first is up and good. Lorenz set to make another one. Bounces off the back iron, but rebounded by Budke. Budke will battle, put it up, and draws a foul. Budke draws a foul from number 20, Edna Sharpton, her second personal. Budke will shoot two here. Addison Budke, her first is up and good. Addison Budke scores her first point of tonight's contest here late in the second quarter. Budke averaging 11.4 on the season, getting a slow start here for the Lady Trojans, but makes two free throws here. 37.3 seconds left to go. Sacred Heart up by 6, 20-14. Hamilton with it. Hamilton will give it to Douglas. Douglas scanning, looking, trying to get it down low. She'll drive, backs out, gives it to Campa. Campa will put up a three, goes in, but is called with a travel here. Beloit will inbound it here. 21.8 seconds left to go here in this one. And Douglas tries to get it stolen away. Reaches and gets it out. Beloit struggling getting it across half court. Budke with it though. Budke thinks about the three, but passes it down to Thompson. Her pass is deflected. Olivia Wright will put it up. No good. And Litton battling for the rebound. Jump ball called. Possession arrow stays with the Lady Trojans. Olivia Wright inbounding it for the Trojans, trying to find Budke. Budke will put up a three. Bounces off the top of the glass. No good. And that is the sound of the buzzer of the end of the first half here as the Lady Knights answer here in that second quarter. Up by 6, 20-14. We'll take a short break here, get some stats added up, and we'll come back with halftime stats. You're listening to Sacred Heart Lady Night Basketball here on Salina Post, brought to you by Salina Ortho.
Life is better with American Family Insurance because our agents provide specialized local expertise to help you get the right coverage at the right price. We understand that farming and ranching is at the heart of what you do, and we want to help protect what you've worked so hard for. Let's build the policy your farm and ranch deserves.
Contact Scott Osherman, agent at Scott Osherman Agency, Inc. at 75-392-3111 today.
American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Congratulations, you're having a little girl.
At that moment, everything changed. Our hopes and dreams for ourselves were instantly replaced by our hopes and dreams for her. We got life insurance policies from Shelter Insurance, so that regardless of what life throws at us, we'll still be able to provide the world to her.
Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
Hey Salina, come see us at the Kelly Kitchener Agency near the intersection of Cloud and Ohio. We want to be your Salina, Kansas insurance agent.
Welcome back to Salina Post, brought to you by Salina Ortho. I'm Noah Helgett. Brian Dennett behind camera bringing you Lady Night action here. Your halftime stats being brought to you by the Bennington State Bank. The Lady Knights really answering there, only scoring 5 in that first quarter, but coming back on a 15-6 run to end that second quarter. Just running through some point totals here for the Lady Trojans. Olivia Wright ends that first half with 5. Early on, she was a component there in the first quarter, but goes cold in the second. Addison Budke gets 2 points there in that first half. Autumn Lorenz with 4. Reagan Cheney with 2. And rounding out the points for the Lady Trojans, Landry Litton with 1. Now for your Lady Knights, Adeline Lee being one of the top scorers for the Lady Knights there in that first half, scoring 8. Bethany Campa with 1. Skylar Douglas being the leading scorer there with 10, making 2 great three-pointers there in the end of that first quarter there. Nicole Richards gets the 2 free throws, and Mia Hamilton with a lone 1 there to end the first half. The Lady Knights only missing 3 free throws there late in the second quarter, getting those fouls, getting opportunities at the charity stripe, and playing great defense. And I had that great conversation with Coach Carl Hines there at the beginning of the game, and he agreed have to be more physical here as they have 3 great rebounders in Thompson, Budke, and Wright. And they are definitely being the more physical team here so far, getting key turnovers there in that second quarter, expanding it to a 6-point lead and only allowing Beloit 6 points in that second quarter. We'll take a break here and be back with second half action of the Lady Night action here tonight, brought to you by Salina Post.
When does normal acute pain become abnormal chronic pain? Chronic pain can be one of two types, nociceptive and neuropathic. Each type differs based on what causes it, what it feels like, and what treatments may relieve it. Neuropathic pain can often be managed by a therapy called neurostimulation or spinal cord stimulation. If you suffer from chronic pain, ask your primary care physician for a referral to the Salina Pain Clinic. Our pain specialists will discuss the right options to manage your pain. Online at salinapainclinic.org.
Back, ladies and gentlemen, here to Sacred Heart. The Lady Knights off to a great start there in that first half, leading 20-14 coming in here at the start of the third. Wanted to add here a little bit of league standings here for the ladies in the NCAA. Southeast of Salina at a perfect 4-0. Minneapolis 4-1 in league. Ellsworth sitting at 4-2 on the season. Beloit 4-2. Sacred Heart here 2-3. Republic County 1-5, and Lyons 0-5. Here throughout the second half, we'll have score updates from the Southeast of Salina game, Minneapolis game, Ellsworth game. And we are getting ready here to start second half action here, as Douglas will inbound it at the center court. Lady Knights starting the second half with their starters in Adeline Lee, Skylar Douglas, Nicole Richards, Eden Sharpton, and Mia Hamilton. The Lady Knights dressed in their home whites, outlined in gold. Beloit in their away blacks, outlined in orange with orange numbers. Hamilton will answer early on here, rattles off, rebounded by Sharpton. Sharpton will give it back out to Douglas. Douglas will try driving in and does not answer. Beloit with control here. Thompson will put it up, bounces off the back iron. Sacred Heart answers. Lee with it. Lee in control. Lee will take it far side, give it off to Douglas. Douglas being guarded by Thompson. She'll give it off to Lee. Lee gives it off to Hamilton. Hamilton drives down to the paint, puts it up, no good, and rebounded by Cassandra Thompson. Beloit with it. Channel looking, scanning, trying to find Budke down low. And Douglas gets it stripped out of Budke's hands and out of bounds on the Lady Knights. Beloit to inbound it here.
Hey, we got it boxed out now. Coming down the middle.
Olivia Wright throws it in to Channel. Channel with it. Channel will give it off to Samantha Thompson. Samantha Thompson tries throwing it down to Wright and gets it intercepted by Douglas for the Lady Knights. The Lady Knights in control here. Hamilton in the corner. Hamilton will give it to Douglas. Douglas trying to drive down and gets called. Gets a foul drawed by Beloit. That's Samantha Thompson's third personal here early on. Checking in for the Lady Trojans, number 41, Reagan Cheney. Lee will cross midcourt with it. Lee will give it to Richards. Richards off to Douglas here near side. Douglas with it. Douglas gives it off to Lee. Lee with it. Lee gives it to Richards. Richards will put up a three. Rattles off the back iron and rebounded by Beloit's McKenna Channel. Channel with it. Sacred Heart, tight defense here. Lorenz will put up a mid-jumper, one-handed jumper, and scores, gets the Trojans on the board here early on. Mia Hamilton will try driving it down and gets a foul drawn on her. Foul was called on number 13, Olivia Wright, her third. Mia Hamilton at the line shooting two. Beloit Lady Trojans in some early foul trouble here as Wright has three and Thompson has three. Hamilton's first free throw is up and good. Running through some fouls here for the Lady Knights. Lee with three, Campo with one, Bethany Campo, with one, Ellie Campo with two, Richards with two, and Sharpton with two. Coming in for the Knights, number 2, Bethany Campo. Hamilton's second was up and good as well. Sacred Heart leading by 6 here, 5:51 left to go. Addison Butke down low with a first 2 points of the second half. Lady Trojans struggling, finding some rhythm here. Lee with it. Lee thinking about it. Gives it off to Richards. Richards will put it up and tries to score there. Rattles out. Beloit in control here. Channel with it. Channel will give it to Butke. Butke will drive in. Gets tripped up, gets the ball back out to Lorenzo. Lorenzo will give it to Litton. Litton thinking about it, gives it to Lorenzo. Lorenzo will put up a three, rattles off the front iron and rebounded by Nicole Richards. Lee with it. Lee will drive it down into the paint, shoots it over, bounces off the glass, and tipped out by the Lady Trojans. The ball will stick with the Lady Knights here. Nicole Richards to inbound it for them. Richards looking. Give it to Bethany Campa. Bethany Campa will put it up, back, bouncing off the back iron. Beloit in control here. Beloit's McKenna Channel will put up a mid-range shot there and it goes off the net. Rebounded by the Knights. Mia Hamilton checking back in for the Lady Knights. 4:45 left to go here in the third. Sacred Heart up 22-18. The Lady Trojan fans thought that was a carry. Was close though. Lee gives it to Douglas. Douglas puts up a three. And a foul called on number 1, Adeline Lee. Her fourth personal. Checking in for her, giving her a break. Number 2, Bethany Campa. Beloit on a little run here. Channel trying to get it across mid-court here. And tight defense by Mia Hamilton, and Channel gets a turnover there with a backcourt violation. Lady Knights with it. Douglas will take it across half court. Douglas will give it to Hamilton. Hamilton will give it to Richards. Richards will put up a three, rattles off the iron, and rebounded by the Lady Knights. And she is fouled by Olivia Wright. Excuse me, Litton with that foul. That is her second on tonight. Lady Knights with it. Bethany Campa will give it off to Richards. Richards over to Douglas. Douglas back to Richards. Douglas will drive it in, gives it back out to Campa. Campa will put up a three, bounces off the front iron and rebounded by Lorenz for the Lady Trojans. Lorenz in control with it, being guarded by Hamilton. Hamilton, tight defense there. Lorenz looking what to do, gives it off to Channel though. Channel will throw it down to Butke. Butke will put it up and rattles in for Beloit. Addison Butke with her fourth point here in this second half. And Lady Knights try answering, but turns it over here with 3:27 left to go here in the third. Sacred Heart up 22-20. And Coach Carl Hines for the Lady Knights needed a timeout there. With that timeout, we'll keep it here. We'd like to thank some sponsors. 8140 Auto Service. Whatever your vehicle needs, get it done at 8140 Auto Service in Salina. From oil changes, tune-ups, and routine repairs to brake work, heating, cooling, and everything in between, 8140 can handle just about any job and be friendly to your budget. We'd also like to thank Sage Products. Sage Products of Salina is your supplier of janitorial products for your business or home, from paper towels to soap and items for the ceiling to floor. You will see products from Sage. You can get the same home field advantage at your home or office by visiting sageselects.com. Coming out of that timeout, Beloit with it. Channel calling out a play. Scanning left to right, looking. Gives it off to Lorenz. Lorenz will put up a 3 and rattles in. Autumn Lorenz coming off Sacred Heart's timeout there, answers and gets a 3-point basket here. Richards will put it up. Mid-range jumper and bounces off the iron. Beloit rebounds. Beloit with it. Beloit with the lead now, 23-22. Lorenz in the corner. Lorenz will throw it down into Budke. Budke cannot control it. Turns it over. Lady Knights here in control. 2:40 left to go. Richards will drive it down, tries putting it up, and blocked by Addison Budke. Addison Budke denies that one. Channel with it. She will try to answer. She'll put it up, bounces off the glass and iron. No good, but gets drawed with a foul. Foul is called on number 11, Mia Hamilton, her second. Shooting 2 for the Lady Trojans here. Number 32, McKenna Channel. Her first is up and good. Checking in for the Lady Knights, number 23, Alyssa Patterson. Channel set to make her second. And good. Lady Trojans extending their lead by 3, 25-22. Campa answers with a 3-ball. And yes, Bethany Campa for a 3-pointer here. Ties it up 25-25. Beloit with it. Cheney answers and gets it down low. Reagan Cheney will score 2 here. Lots of scoring here in this third quarter for both teams. Hamilton will give it off to Bethany Campa. Campa to Douglas. Douglas thinking about driving it in. Back out to Bethany Campa though. Bethany Campa will give it off to Richards. Richards to Hamilton. And a turnover by Skylar Douglas here. 1:57 left to go here in the third. Beloit with the lead now, 27-25. Beloit in control here. Channel with it. She'll give it off to Lorenz. Lorenz down low to Cheney. Cheney, turn around, put it up. No good, but rebounded by Budke. And bounces off the glass, rebounded by the Lady Knights. Douglas, you'll give it off to Campa. Campa here near side. Gets trapped, but throws it back out to Douglas. Douglas trying to run around Richards' screen. Douglas will drive it in, puts it up around Budke, and scores. Skylar Douglas with an impressive drive there into the paint, around and over 6-foot Addison Budke. Litton trapped there far side. She gets out of it though. Litton will put up a 3, bounces off front iron and rebounded by Sacred Heart and Alyssa Patterson. Skylar with it for the Lady Knights. Coach Hines calling slower down here. Skylar Douglas with it. 27 all here, 40 seconds and ticking. Douglas wanting one last shot here to end a third. She'll give it off to Richards. Richards will put up a 3 and hits the tip of the front glass. Rebounded by Sacred Heart, puts up a shot and is fouled. Campa will shoot 2. Foul was called on 41, Reagan Cheney. Her second personal. Shooting 2, Bethany Campa. Campa's first. Rattles off the back iron and no good. Checking in for the Lady Trojans, number 50, Cassandra Thompson. Bethany Campa set to shoot her second. She'll also miss that one. Bethany Campa shoots 2 there and misses both. Beloit with it. 23 seconds left to go here in this one. Channel will throw it down to Lorenz. Lorenz will put it up for Beloit and answers for the Lady Trojans. Autumn Lorenz scores another 2 here for the Lady Trojans. Douglas with it. Douglas slowing it down. 6 seconds here. And is fouled by Autumn Lorenz. Autumn Lorenz, that is her third personal. Fifth team, that means Douglas will be at the line, shooting 2 for the Lady Knights here. These free throws going to be crucial here. Lady Knights down by 2, 27-29. Douglas's first is up and rattles out. Douglas to shoot another. Rattles off the back iron and rebounded by Lorenz. Cheney throws up one as the buzzer rings, and that means it's the end of the third here. Beloit leading 29-27, and we'll take a break here on Salina Post. Salina Post brought to you by Salina Ortho.
Congratulations, you're having a little girl.
At that moment, everything changed. Our hopes and dreams for ourselves were instantly replaced by our hopes and dreams for her. We got life insurance policies from Shelter Insurance, so that regardless of what life throws at us, we'll still be able to provide the world to her.
Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
Hey Salina, come see us at the Kelly Kitchener Agency near the intersection of Cloud and Ohio. We want to be your Salina, Kansas insurance agent.
Life is better with American Family Insurance because our agents provide specialized local expertise to help you get the right coverage at the right price. We understand that farming and ranching is at the heart of what you do, and we want to help protect what you've worked so hard for. Let's build the policy your farm and ranch deserves.
Contact Scott Osherman, agent at Scott Osherman Agency, Inc. at 75-392-3111 today.
American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Welcome back here to Salina Post, brought to you by Salina Ortho. I'm Noah Helgett, Brian Dennett behind camera. The Lady Trojans will start it here. Channel will drive it down into the paint, bounces off the front iron, and rebounded by the Lady Knights. The Beloit Lady Trojans there finishing that quarter on a 15-7 run. A quarter we would like to have back here. Some missed ball handling there by the Lady Trojans. Douglas with it though. She'll give it off to Lee. Lee will put up a long three and bounces off. Ball rattles out and it's the Lady Trojans ball here. Bethany Campa checking in for the Lady Knights. Reagan Cheney for the Lady Trojans set to come in here. 7:14 left here in the game. Beloit with it. Olivia Wright will jack up a three, bounces off and rebounded by Sacred Heart. Adeline Lee with that one. Lee will get it off to Douglas. Douglas will drive it down into the paint, and Skylar Douglas scores here for the Lady Knights. She'll score the first two here for the Lady Knights. Great start here to this fourth quarter for Skylar Douglas. Channel with it for the Lady Trojans. She'll throw it down to Cassandra Thompson. Thompson will turn around, put it up, and is fouled. Foul was called on number 4, Skylar Douglas. Just her first here of the game. Cassandra Thompson here at the line shooting 2. Scoreless here thus far. Her first is up and rattles in. Cassandra Thompson's second is up. Rattles off the iron and in. 2 for 2 there for Cassandra Thompson. Regan Cheney coming in for Cassandra Thompson. 6:40 left to go here in the game. Sacred Heart down by 2, 31-29. Campa will give it off to Lee. Lee here near side. Lee looking for Douglas. Douglas with it. Douglas throws it over to Ellie Campa. Ellie Campa with it. She'll give it off to Lee. Lee looking, scanning, trying to find something. Ellie Campa with it. She'll give it back to Lee. Lee and Campa playing ball. Campa will put up a 3-ball and good. Ellie Campa with her first points of tonight, and it's a big point. 3-pointer here as they take the lead here. 32-31, 6 minutes left in this one. Reagan Cheney answers with a 2. Reagan Cheney back-to-back scores, back-to-back possessions here for the Lady Trojans. Mia Hamilton checking in here at the scores table. Lee tries to give it off to Bethany Campa, gets it nearly stolen away, but gets a foul drawn. Foul called on Olivia Wright. That is her 4th personal. Mia Hamilton checking in for the Lady Knights here. And for the Lady Trojans, number 43, Landry Litton. Lee for Lady Knights will drive it in, puts it up, bounces off the iron, but draws a foul. Foul called on number 32, McKenna Channel. That's her 3rd personal. Shooting 2 here for the Lady Knights, Adeline Lee. Looking for her 1st point of the 4th. Bounces off the back iron. Gets 1 more. Checking in for the Lady Trojans in number 23, Autumn Lorenz. 5:40 left here in the game. Sacred Heart down by 1, 32-33. Lee's 2nd rattles out and rebounded by Cheney. Cheney tries to throw it out and gets it turned over. Mia Hamilton tries driving it in and is called with a travel. Almost a good turnaround there from the Lady Knights, but gets it turned over by that travel. The Lady Trojans with it. Near back court, but gets it by. Addison Butke will put up a jumper. No good, rattles out and rebounded by Ellie Campa. The Lady Knights in control here. Lee with it. Lee will give it to Hamilton. Hamilton back to Lee. Lee looking over at Douglas. Campa near side here. Looking, scanning, gives it off to Lee. Lee gives it to Douglas. Douglas thinking about the 3, but doesn't. Lee drives it. Throws it back out to Hamilton. Hamilton will try driving it in, and a foul called on the floor. Foul on number 43, Landry Litton. That is her 3rd personal here tonight. 4:54 left to go in this one. Lady Knights down by 1, 33-32. A full timeout called by Coach Keith Creason of the Lady Trojans, and we'll take that timeout with you here on Salina Post.
Kansas Incorporated has been building the Heartland from the ground up for over a century. From the supply of aggregate materials, hot mix asphalt, and concrete to the construction of roads and bridges, we do it all. You've seen our trucks, and now we want to hire you. APAC in Salina is growing, and we are hiring for all positions. From truck drivers to mechanics, general laborers, and construction, APAC has your next career. For more details, visit the job links page at salinapost.com. Great pay and benefits, APAC is an equal opportunity employer.
When there is wastewater backing up into your home, time is crucial. Hours are precious to minimize the mess and damage. That is where Salina Septic Service looks out for you with direct access to their dispatch board, so you can schedule the first available appointment. Upload pictures and description of your problem on the Salina Septic Service website and secure your appointment 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Money-saving specials now and information on worry-free service plans when you visit salinasepticservice.com.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Salina Post, brought to you by Salina Ortho here. Noah Helgett on the broadcast, Brian Dennett behind the camera. Little scoring update here in the league. Southeast of Saline leading Republic County 31-7 in the middle of the 3rd. That scoring update was brought to you by the Bennington State Bank. The Lady Knights with it here. 4:38 left to go in this one, down by 1. Lee with it. Lee will drive, throws it back out to Hamilton. Hamilton will put up a 3 and knocks it down. Mia Hamilton for a 3-ball. Mia Hamilton extends a lead here. Now the Lady Knights are leading by 2, 35-33, 4:26. Foul was called on Beloit there. McKenna Channel, her 4th. Richards with it to inbound it. She'll give it off to Mia Hamilton. Hamilton will give it off to Lee. Lee looking, scanning, looking for something. She'll give it off to Hamilton. Hamilton driving it in, gives it back out to Lee. Lee will put up a 3-ball, just short. Lee nearly getting her own rebound and called with a travel there. Checking in for the Lady Trojans, number 24, Samantha Thompson. With 4:08 left in this game, the Lady Knights are leading 35-33. Lorenz in control for the Lady Trojans. Lorenz taking it, getting numbers, giving off to Litton, and gets blocked by Douglas. Douglas in control for the Lady Knights here. Douglas gives it down to Richards. Richards will put it up and scores for the Lady Knights. They're calling back. Great pressure here by the Lady Knights. Lady Knights man-to-man coverage here on the Lady Trojans. Lady Trojans nearly turning it over there. But Landry Litton drives it in, bounces off the iron, and rebounded by Nicole Richards. Nicole Richards will give it off to Hamilton. Hamilton throws it up and bounces off the iron. And an injury timeout has been called here. Landry Litton getting up slow after the rebound there under the basket for the Lady Trojans as she's walking off. Checking in for her in number 13, Olivia Wright. 3:29 left in this one. The Lady Knights up by 4, 37-33. Cheney to inbound it for the Lady Trojans. Cheney looking, scanning, looking to throw it in. She'll throw it to Butke, nearly gets it stolen away. But Beloit has numbers here. Lorenz will drive it down for Beloit. Bounces off the back iron, but rebounded by Cheney. Cheney will give it to Olivia Wright, and Olivia Wright will score for the Lady Trojans. Lady Knights up by 2 now. 37-35, 3:09 left in this one. Richards in control here. She'll give it off to Lee. Lee over to Douglas. Douglas looking, scanning. Nearly gets it picked away, and nearly does. Lee on her knees, trying to get it passed back down low, but Coach Hine gets a timeout called. And a full timeout was called there by the Sacred Heart Lady Knights, and we'll take that full timeout with you here on Salina Post, brought to you by Salina Ortho.
Go-to source for industrial strength cleaning products, ice melt, floor equipment, paper, asphalt, and just about everything in between. Whether you're a maintenance supervisor, a small business, or just wanting your home to look amazing, stop by 732 North 9th Street in Salina, where we will be happy to assist you. You can also visit us at sageselects.com or call us at 309-1919. Sage Products, the right call every time.
The hours of drills, the pre-dawn workouts, the hundreds of laps. It takes hard work, passion, and drive to do what you love. When you're sidelined by injury, Salina Regional Sports Medicine is just as committed and works just as hard to get you back in the game. Salina Regional Sports Medicine, 785-452-7366. SalinaRegionalSportsMedicine.com.
Welcome back to Salina Post. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Noah Helgett. Brian Dennett behind camera. The Lady Knights with it here. 2:43 left to go. Up by 2. Douglas drives it down into the paint, puts it up, bounces off the front iron, but draws a foul here. She'll be going to the line for 2 here. A foul called on number 23, Autumn Lorenz, her 4th. The Lady Trojans now having 3 players with 4 fouls. Douglas's first is up and sinks that one. She'll have one more take from the charity stripe here. Extends that lead by 3. Douglas's free throw is up and hits that one as well. 2 for 2 here. The Lady Knights up by 4, 39-35. 2:34 here and ticking. The Lady Knight students getting into this one as Samantha Thompson knocks down a huge three here. Richards gives it to Patterson. Patterson puts it up and rattles off the front iron, rebounded by Addison Budke. Lorenz throws it over to Wright. Wright will put up a three, bounces off. And Skylar Douglas saying, don't touch, don't touch. It was last touched by the Lady Trojans. 1:53 left to go here in this one. 1 point game, 39-38. The Trojans inbound it. Adeline Lee with it. Adeline Lee gives it over to the near corner here to Douglas. Douglas looking to drive it in, but backs it out here to give it to Mia Hamilton. Mia Hamilton with it. She'll give it to Richards. Richards looking, scanning, gives it to Lee. Lee trying to find something to work here. 1:30 left to go here. Mia Hamilton with it. She'll give it to Douglas. Douglas will drive it, but backs it back out here. Richards with it. Richards will give it to Douglas. Douglas thinking about driving it in, gives it to Patterson. Patterson will put it up and rattles it in. Alyssa Patterson with her first two here. 1:08 left to go in this one. They are up by three, 41-38. Beloit with it. Thompson will give it down to Cheney, and Cheney draws a foul. Alyssa Patterson with her first here for the Lady Knights. Checking in for the Lady Trojans in number 32, McKenna Channel. Lady Knights here with only 2 team fouls, so they have a few fouls to work with here with 61 seconds left in this one. Over the top to Budke. Rebounded though by Nicole Richards, and she gets a fouled out by Olivia Wright. That's Olivia Wright's 5th, meaning she's out. Cassandra Thompson checking in for her. That's 5 team fouls for them, which means the Lady Knights going to the charity stripe. Nicole Richards looking for 2 free throws here. Her first is up and rattles out. And a timeout has been called here. Beloit has called a 30-second timeout here. And we'll take that 30-second timeout with you guys here on Salina Post, brought to you by Salina Ortho.
Kansas Incorporated has been building the Heartland from the ground up for over a century. From the supply of aggregate materials, hot mix asphalt, and concrete to the construction of roads and bridges, we do it all. You've seen our trucks, and now we want to hire you. APAC in Salina is growing, and we are hiring for all positions. From truck drivers to mechanics, general laborers, and construction, APAC has your next career. For more details, visit the job links page at salinapost.com. Great pay and benefits, APAC is an equal opportunity employer.
Welcome back to Sacred Heart Basketball here. I'm Noah Huggett. Brian Dennett behind the camera. Richards to shoot her second. And it, nothing but net there on that shot. She gets her second here. Lady Knights up by 4 here. 50 seconds and ticking. Beloit looking. Coach Hines calling out the Lady Knights, don't foul, don't foul. Reagan Cheney, though, answers with a 2-pointer. Lee gives it to Hamilton. Hamilton near side here, gives it to Lee. Lee trying to get it out. And Lee called with a travel, but 2 refs coming in here. Some confusion here. Not sure what's going on here. I believe a jump ball ended up being called. A jump ball was called, correct. Coach Hines called a full timeout there. A full timeout has been called. 35.2 seconds left in this one. Sacred Heart up by 2, 42-40. We'll stay here during this timeout and thank some more sponsors here. We'd like to thank Salina Regional Health Center. Salina Regional Health Center is hiring. See all their open positions and start your new career today with Salina Regional by visiting srhs.com. Tune in to KINA tonight at 10 for the Kansas High School Basketball Scoreboard Show. Hear scores and game wraps from across the state of Kansas, brought to you by Home Automotive Centers and Salina Surgical Hospitals. Also heard at 910kina.com. We'd like to thank the Billings Group, Kelly Kitchener, Shelter Insurance Agent, the Bennington State Bank, Sage Products, the Messenger, Total Promotions, Salina Pain Clinic, Equity Bank, and Vernon Jewelers. Douglas to inbound it here for the Lady Knights. Sacred Heart up by 2, 42-40, 35 left to go on this one. Douglas inbounds it to Lee. Lee gets fouled. Foul called on Samantha Thompson, her 4th. Sending Adeline Lee there for the 2 free throws here. Lee will have an opportunity for 2. Lee's first rattles off the back iron and rolls in. She'll get her first free throw make here of the game. Opportunity for 2, and she gets both of them, extending that lead to 4, 44-40. 30 seconds left in this one. Cheney with it for Beloit. She'll give it out to Thompson. Thompson with it. She'll drive it down into Thompson. Thompson back out to Budke. Budke puts up a 3, no good, and rebounded by Sacred Heart. They travel called on the Lady Knights on that one. Beloit in control here with it. Samantha Thompson inbounding it for the Lady Trojans. She'll give it off to Chanel, Channel's 3 up and no good, rebounded, and battling for the rebound. Jump ball called, possession arrow sticking with the Lady Knights. And another timeout called by the Lady Knights here, trying to get something organized here with 10.7 seconds left to go in the game here. The Lady Knights up 44-40, and we'll take a timeout here. You're listening to Sacred Heart Lady Knight Basketball here on Salina Post, brought to you by Salina Ortho.
Congratulations, you're having a little girl.
At that moment, everything changed. Our hopes and dreams for ourselves were instantly replaced by our hopes and dreams for her. We got life insurance policies from Shelter Insurance, so that regardless of what life throws at us, we'll still be able to provide the world to her.
Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
Hey Salina, come see us at the Kelly Kitchener Agency near the intersection of Cloud and Ohio. We want to be your Salina, Kansas insurance agent.
When does normal acute pain become abnormal chronic pain? Chronic pain can be one of 2 types, nociceptive and neuropathic. Each type differs based on what causes it, what it feels like, and what treatments may relieve it. Neuropathic pain can often be managed by a therapy called neurostimulation or spinal cord stimulation. If you suffer from chronic pain, ask your primary care physician for a referral to the Salina Pain Clinic. Our pain specialists will discuss the right options to manage your pain. Online at salinapainclinic.org.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Sacred Heart here, inbounds it, gets it out. Douglas taking it across half court and is fouled by Samantha Thompson. That is her 5th personal. Samantha Thompson fouls out now. Checking in for her, Autumn Lorenz. Skylar Douglas at the line for 2. Her first is up and rattles in. Definitely a shooter. The Lady Trojans are not wanting to foul here. And Douglas set to shoot a second. A timeout, though, called by the Lady Trojans. A full timeout has been called. 8.3 seconds left in this one. The Lady Knights up by 5. And we'll take another break here on Salina Post, brought to you by Salina Ortho.
The Bennington State Bank proudly supports local sports and wants each student to know that their hard work and talent is noticed and appreciated. At Bennington State Bank, they care about local communities and are committed to fostering long-term relationships through the delivery of excellent customer service, integrity, and fairness. From helping local businesses to supporting community youth and nonprofits to helping you purchase your dream home or invest in your future, Bennington State Bank is here to help. Give them a call to experience exceptional banking with hometown service. Bennington State Bank, your trusted hometown bank. Member FDIC.
Welcome back to the Salina Lady Knight, Sacred Heart Lady Knights, excuse me. I'm Noah Helgett, Brian Dennett behind the camera. Going to be a crucial 8.3 seconds left. Lady Knights up 45-40. A great scoring quarter here in the fourth. A little more physical, a lot better shooting opportunities here for the Lady Knights here in this fourth. They have really stopped Beloit's talls in Cheney and Budke. Douglas's second is up and rattles in. 4-4-4 in free throws this quarter. Thompson will give it off to Channel. Bounces off and the buzzer rings. And your Sacred Heart Lady Knights are going to take this one from Beloit. Your final here from Salina, Sacred Heart 46, Beloit 40. We'll be back here shortly with final stats here on Salina Post, brought to you by Salina Ortho.
Insurance is something we all need. Business, home, car, and life. But do you really understand what's covered? And most importantly, what you are paying for? Hi, this is Rob Carlson in the Salina office of Smart Insurance. Change is good, especially if you haven't looked at your insurance policy lately. I can help you understand what you need and where the gaps are in your coverage. We provide free quotes and take pride in looking out for you. Smart Insurance, with locations in Salina, Abilene, and Harrington. Give us a call today.
When there is wastewater backing up into your home, time is crucial. Hours are precious to minimize the mess and damage. That is where Salina Septic Service looks out for you with direct access to their dispatch board, so you can schedule the first available appointment, upload pictures and description of your problem on the Salina Septic Service website, and secure your appointment 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Money-saving specials now and information on worry-free service plans when you visit salinasepticservice.com.
Sage is your go-to source for industrial strength cleaning products, ice melt, floor equipment, paper, asphalt, and just about everything in between. Whether you're a maintenance supervisor, a small business, or just wanting your home to look amazing, stop by 732 North 9th Street in Salina, where we will be happy to assist you. You can also visit us at sageselects.com or call us at 309-1919. Sage Products, the right call every time.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here to Salina Post, brought to you by Salina Ortho. I'm Noah Helgett. Brian Dennett behind camera, bringing you final stats here from this one in Salina. The Lady Knights sneak this one out 46-40. Starting out with the Lady Trojans. The Lady Trojans dropping to 7-6 on the season. A huge conference win here for the Lady Knights. Point totals for the Beloit Lady Trojans. Olivia Wright finished with 7. Addison Budke finished with 6. Autumn Lorenz with 11. Samantha Thompson with 3. Cassandra Thompson with 4. McKenna Channel with 4. Reagan Cheney with 4. And rounding out for the Lady Trojans, Landry Litton with 1. The Lady Trojans shot 10 for 14 from the free throw line. And a big difference in this one, the Lady Knights shooting 17 for 27 from the charity stripe there, most of those coming in the end. Now for your Lady Knights point totals, Adeline Lee finishing with 10, Bethany Campa with 5, Skylar Douglas with 22, our leading scorer and player of the game for this one. Ellie Campa with 3, Nicole Richards with 3, Alyssa Patterson with 2, and Mia Hamilton with 6. You know, from the beginning, I thought, man, it'd be, huge and crucial to stop Addison Budke and Cassandra Thompson and Regan Cheney down low, as they are their biggest three on the team. Addison Budke being a 6-footer, Cassandra 5'9", and Regan Cheney 6 foot. And we held them to a combined of 11 points. And they, coming into this one, they were going to need to stop those three, as they each had double-doubles there at the Colby tournament. Addison Budke having 6 double-doubles on the season, but stopping her short of that tonight. The Lady Knights will jump to 5-6 on the season, 3-3 in league play. That'll wrap up things here for the Lady Knights here in Salina. You can catch the Lady Knights this Friday live from Hutchinson as they take on Hutch Trinity. Friday night tip-off at 6. That'll be it for Sacred Heart Lady Night here. Lady Night action here as they cap off a win 46-40. I'm Noah Helgett. Brian Dennett behind camera, bringing you action here on Salina Post, brought to you by Salina Ortho. Men action coming up next here shortly. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Salina Post, brought to you by Salina Ortho. I'm Noah Helgett. Brian Dennett behind camera. Next up here tonight, the Sacred Heart Knights are taking on the Beloit Trojans. Going to be an exciting one here, as both teams are still undefeated in league play. One will go home undefeated, one will not. Starting with the Beloit Trojans, 9-3 on the season, 6-0 in the league. Your starters, a 6'4" junior, number 5, Luke Cheney. A 5'9" junior, number 10, Joel Rexroth. And a 6'3" senior in number 11, Jackson Cheney. And your bigs down low for the Trojans, a 6'6" junior in Brody Litton. And a 6'5" senior leading scorer with 19.4 on the season, Eli Johnson. Head coach, Ryan Eilert, assisted by Trace Lenners and Eric Eilert. And now for your perfect 10-0 on the season, 4-0 in league, Sacred Heart Knights. Your starters, a 5'10" senior, number 2, Carson Lehman. A 5'8" junior, number 3, Luke Colin. A 6'3" junior leading in points for the team with 22.4, and Will Tuttle. A 6'1" sophomore, number 11, Noah Hines. And a 5'9" rounding out the lineup, a sophomore, number 15, Maddox Wells. Head coach Brian Gormley, assisted by John Darrow and Braden Dameron. The Knights, last game against Ellsworth, a blowout, 63-36 against Ellsworth. They have 2 makeup games here coming up, February 6th, Hayes TMP. And on February 20th, St. John's Beloit, they'll be matching up. Going to be an exciting one here in Salina. Will the Knights stop 42 Brody Litton and 44 Eli Johnson down low? Will Tuttle continue his hot streak beyond the 3-point range, as he is 50.7% from 3? Noah Hines averaging 11.6 on the season. Your next highest, Maddox Wells with 7.8, and Dominic Matusi with 6.3. Refs running out on the court here, getting set for the tip for this one. Lots of height, lots of scoring is going to be in this one. The Beloit Trojans went out to Colby for the 40th annual Orange and Black Classic. They came home with a 4th place finish, beating Pine Creek 56-41 in that 4th place game. Before that, they played Concordia and won that one by 10, 52-42. As they were on the backside of that bracket, losing to Colby, first game of that tournament, 66-46. Johnson and Tuttle jumping in mid-circle. Beloit with control here. Rexroth with it. Rexroth will give it down to Johnson. Johnson will put it up and scores. Eli Johnson with his first 2 of the contest here. Sacred Heart in control here. Hines with it. Hines will give it off to Lehman. Lehman over to Colin. Colin will drive it in and score. Early 2-2 game here. Rexroth with it. Rexroth being guarded by Wells. Litton will give it off to Cheney. Cheney puts up a 3, bounces off, but Brody Litton's there to rebound it and put it back up for a score. Wells with it. Wells will give it off to Colin. Lehman with it now. Lehman will give it back to Colin. Colin over to Wells. Wells to Hines. Hines will drive it in. He'll put it up over Litton and does. Noah Hines, a sophomore, scoring here early on for the Knights. Cheney with it. Cheney will give it down to Litton. Litton gets the pass stripped from him. Colin with it. Colin will give it to Tuttle. Tuttle control. Tuttle will give it to Hines. Hines drives in and draws a foul. Foul was called on Joel Rexroth, his first. 6:25 left in the first here. 4-4. Tuttle to inbound it for the Knights. Tuttle will throw it to Wells. Wells center line here. Crosses it. Wells being guarded by Cheney. Wells gives it down. Tries giving it down to Lehman. Lehman cannot connect. But it's tipped out by Beloit. It's staying with Sacred Heart here. Tuttle will inbound it. Gives it to Lehman. Lehman will give it back to Tuttle. Tuttle drives in, throws it over to Colin. Colin for three, bounces out, rattles out, and rebounded though by Wells. Wells will put it back out to Hines. Hines with a deep three, no good. And finally rebounded by Brody Litton. Litton will give it off to Rexroth. Rexroth with it. Rexroth will drive it in, throws it up at the free throw line and banks it in. Wells with it for Sacred Heart. Wells near side, drives around the screen, gives it to Tuttle. Tuttle will put up a three and bounces off the iron. Rebounded by Eli Johnson. Johnson will give it off to Jackson Cheney. Jackson Cheney will drive it down into the paint and rattles in. Jackson Cheney will score for the Trojans, as he's the fourth Trojan to score here tonight. Sacred Heart down by 4, 8-4. 5:09 left in the first. Wells with it. Wells will give it off to Hines. Hines with a deflected pass, but sticks with Sacred Heart. Sacred Heart with it. Wells will try driving it in. Kicks it back out to Lehman. Lehman with a three and knocks her down. Carson Lehman with his first bucket of the night, and it's a three ball. Cheney with it for Beloit. Cheney will give it to Litton. Litton down to Johnson. Johnson back out to Joel Rexroth, and he will put up a three and connects. Beloit down by 4 here, 11-7. Wells with it. Wells scanning, gives it to Tuttle. Tuttle gives it back to Wells. Wells will drive it in, rattles out, bounces off the iron, and rebounded by Brody Litton. Brody Litton will give it off to Jackson Cheney. And Jackson Cheney's dribble and hits it off his shin and is out of bounds on the Trojans. Sticking with Sacred Heart. Sacred Heart will take control here. Checking in for the Trojans. Number 14, Dominic Matusi, and number 21, Ben Disberger.
Also in the Trojans, number 15, Riker Clark.
Riker Clark checking in for the Trojans here. Wells with it. Wells will get it off to Matusi. Matucci will give it off to Hines. Hines over to Wells. Wells to Colin. Colin will drive it in. He'll throw it up over Clark and connects. Luke Colin scores again. He has 4 here early on in the first. Remus with it. Remus will give it to Rexroth. Rexroth with it. Rexroth back to Remus. Remus near side here. He'll throw it off onto Luke Cheney. Luke Cheney will drive it in and picks up a shooting foul. Checking in for the Trojans in number 2, Cale Lenners. Luke Cheney at the line shooting 2. Foul was called on Sacred Heart's number 21, Ben Disberger, his first team. Cheney's first is up and hits it. Checking in for the Trojans, number 4, Charlie Burke. Luke Cheney has one more here. His second is up and good. Luke Cheney connects both there. As he checks out, Cale comes in for him. Hines to inbound it for the Knights. Maddox Wells will now take control. Wells will drive it in, throws it back out to Matucci. Matucci with it. Matucci will drive it in. And driving it in, he picks up a foul. Foul on number 12, Hudson Remus. His first, the team's second. 13-9 here, Sacred Heart down. 3:16 left to go. Matucci with it. Matucci drives it in, kick it back out to Hines. Hines will decide to drive it in. Mid-range jumper in the paint, and Noah Hines scores again here for the Knights. Remus with control for the Trojans. Remus being guarded by Colin. He'll get off to Lenners. Lenners to Clark. Clark will think about it. Stuck with it. He'll give it back off to Remus. Remus over to Lenners. Lenners struggling, looking for it. He'll give it off to Burke. Burke will put up a mid-range two-pointer. And Burke scores his first two of tonight. Wells with it. Wells will get off to Hines. Hines over to Colin. Colin to Matucci. Matucci back to Colin. Colin with it. Colin will give it off to Hines. Hines thinking about driving it in, but kicks it back out. Wells for three, but no good, but gets his own rebound. Gives it back off to Matucci. Matucci will give it off to Colin. Matucci with it. Matucci will drive it in. Kicks it back out to Wells. Wells for another three, and connects on that one. Maddox Wells scores for the first time tonight. Brings in just the point total here, 15-14, only down by one here. Remus with it. Remus trying to get it to Clark. Clark stuck with it. Clark throws it over to Remus. Remus gets fouled. Remus is fouled by 14, Dominic Matucci, his first personal. Checking in for the Trojans in number 11, Jackson Cheney, and number 42, Brody Litton. Checking in for the Knights, Will Tuttle. Rexroth with it. He'll get it off to Cheney. Lenners with it. He'll get off to Charlie Burke. He'll put up a three, no good. But Brody Litton with a huge rebound here for the Trojans. Jackson Cheney with it. He'll give it off to Riker Clark. Riker Clark will kick it back out to Jackson Cheney. And Jackson Cheney will knock down a three ball. Noah Hines here with control. He'll get it off to Lehman. Lehman with it. Lehman to Hines. Hines will drive it in and is fouled on the way going to the rim. Foul was called on the floor. Foul was on Charlie Burke. That's his first personal, third team tonight. 1:02 left to go here in the first. Sacred Heart down by 4, 18-14. Lehman to inbound it for the Knights. He'll give it to Tuttle. Tuttle will give it to Wells. Wells will try driving it in, and it rattles out, but rebounded by Riker Clark for Beloit. Clark will give it off to Jackson Cheney. Cheney gives it to Clark. Clark thinks about the three, but throws it to Lenners. Lenners back to Cheney. Cheney will drive it in and rolls in. Jackson Cheney with another two ball here. Gormley yelling out, hey, play here. Wells runs around a screen, and on the way around, he is fouled. That's Burke's second personal. Coming in for the Trojans, checking out Charlie Burke is number 10, Joel Rexroth. Coming in for the Knights, number 3, Luke Colin. Tuttle inbounding it. He'll give it off to Tuttle. Tuttle gives it off to Disberger. Disberger called with a moving screen. Excuse me, foul was actually on number 5, Will Tuttle, his first personal. Checking it back in for the Knights, number 2, Carson Lehman. As well as the Trojans, number 44, Eli Johnson, checking back in for them. Riker Clark taking a breather here. 25 left to go here in the first. Sacred Heart down by 6, 20-14. Remus with it. Sacred Heart playing tight defense here. Remus will give it to Cheney. Cheney over to Lenners. Lenners down to Eli Johnson. And he cannot control it. Ball is going to the Knights. Checking back in for the Knights, Will Tuttle. Checking in for Beloit, Riker Clark. And number 10, Joel Rexroth. Sacred Heart in control here. Wells with it, 5 seconds left. Tuttle will drive it in. He'll put it up, rattles off. Disberger with the rebound and answers as the clock expires. Ben Disberger scores his first 2 as the clock expires. And Sacred Heart brings it up a little bit to 16. Only down by 4 here. Beloit 20, Sacred Heart 16. And we'll take a break here and be back with second quarter action here on Salina Post.
The hours of drills, the pre-dawn workouts, the hundreds of laps. It takes hard work, passion, and drive to do what you love. When you're sidelined by injury, Salina Regional Sports Medicine is just as committed and works just as hard to get you back in the game. Salina Regional Sports Medicine, 785-452-7366. SalinaRegionalSportsMedicine.com.
Life is better with American Family Insurance because our agents provide specialized local expertise to help you get the right coverage at the right price. We understand that farming and ranching is at the heart of what you do, and we want to help protect what you've worked so hard for. Let's build the policy your farm and ranch deserves.
Contact Scott Osherman, agent at Scott Osherman Agency, Inc. at 785-392-3111 today.
American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Welcome back to Salina Post, ladies and gentlemen. Brought to you by Salina Ortho. I'm Noah Helgett. Brian Dennett behind camera, bringing you Salina Night action here. Sacred Heart starting the second here, down by 4, 20-16. Sacred Heart in control here with it. Colin will drive. Kicks it back out to Matucci. Matucci for 3. No good. Rebounded nearly by Johnson, but can't control it. Hines with it. Hines gives off the Tuttle. Tuttle in the paint. He'll throw it up and over and scores. Will Tuttle scores his first 2. Nice little jumper over Luke Cheney there. Beloit with it. Remus gives it off to Cheney. Cheney back to Remus. Remus down to Johnson. Johnson back out to Rexroth. Rexroth will give it to Jackson Cheney, and Jackson Cheney will score his first 2 of this second quarter. Back to a down by 4. Wells with it. Wells will give it to Tuttle. Tuttle over to Matucci. Matucci's 2 is no good. Rattles out and rebounded by Luke Cheney. Luke Cheney will give it off to Rexroth. Rexroth back to Cheney, and Cheney picks it up and is called with a travel. That's Jackson Cheney, that is. 2 Cheney boys here for the Beloit Trojans. Luke, a 6'4" junior, and Jackson, a 6'3" senior. Both averaging about 9 points a game. Colin, he'll give it off to Tuttle. Hines with it. Hines gives it to Colin. Tuttle for a corner 3, and he hits it. Will Tuttle for a 3-ball. Shooting 50.7 from 3-point range here on the season. Beloit tries to answer with a 3-ball and airballs it, and rebounded by Eli Johnson. Eli Johnson gets his rebound and puts it up. Eli Johnson with 4 points thus far. Maddox Wells with it. Wells scanning, looking left or right here. Gets it down to Colin. Colin gives it to Wells around a screen. Wells will shoot it up and over Cheney, but does not. Gets it batted down a little bit and rebounded by Luke Cheney here. Luke Cheney will give it to Jackson Cheney. Jackson Cheney will give it down to Eli Johnson, and it's tipped out by Sacred Heart. It's sticking with Beloit here. Lehman coming in for Wells for the Knights. Gives it to Johnson. Johnson tries putting it up, and it's stripped by Matucci. But Beloit sticks with it. Cheney with it. Cheney will give it to Remus. Remus over to Luke Cheney. And Luke Cheney driving down the baseline is fouled by number 3, Luke Colan. That's his first. Checking in for the Knights in number 21, Ben Disberger. Beloit inbounds it, gets it to Johnson, and Johnson turnaround jumper is good. Sacred Heart with it, down by 5, 26-21, 5:19 left in this one. And a 30-second timeout has been called by Coach Gormley. We'll take that 30-second timeout with you here on Salina Post, brought to you by Salina Ortho.
Kansas Incorporated has been building the Heartland from the ground up for over a century. From the supply of aggregate materials, hot mix asphalt, and concrete to the construction of roads and bridges, we do it all. You've seen our trucks, and now we want to hire you. APAC in Salina is growing, and we are hiring for all positions. From truck drivers to mechanics, general laborers, and construction, APAC has your next career. For more details, visit the job links page at salinapost.com. Great pay and benefits, APAC is an equal opportunity employer.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Salina Post, brought to you by Salina Ortho. I'm Noah Elgett. Brian Dennett behind camera. 5:19 left here in the first half. Sacred Heart down by 5, 26-21. Tuttle to inbound it for the Knights. He'll throw it in to Matucci. Matucci scanning. He'll throw it down to Tuttle. Tuttle waiting for the screen. He'll give it off to Matucci. Matucci back to Tuttle. Tuttle for another corner 3. And bounces off the iron and rebounded by Joel Rexroth. Remus will give it off to Cheney. Cheney gives it off to Rexroth. Rexroth back to Cheney. Cheney will drive it in, trying to give it to Johnson, and goes between his legs. Sacred Heart's ball here. 4:46 left to go here in the first half, down by 5. And Maddox Wells checking in for the Knights. Tuttle to inbound it. Matucci with it. Matucci will drive it in, gives it back out to Wells. Wells will put up a jumper and scores. Maddox Wells scores here in the second. 4.5 left in this one. In the first half, excuse me. Down by 3. Jackson Cheney getting trapped, gives it off to Remus. And Remus is fouled by Maddox Wells, his first personal. Checking in for the Knights in number 3, Luke Colan. Carson Lehman taking a breather here. Lenners throwing it in for the Trojans. Gives it off to Jackson Cheney. Jackson Cheney will give it to Lenners. Lenners looking for Litton, but gets the ball deflected. Sacred Heart has it. Wells with it. Wells will drive it in. Kicks it back out to Colan. Colan will jack up a 3. Bounces off the iron and rebounded by the Trojans. Jackson Cheney with it. Jackson Cheney will get it off to Hudson Remus. Remus will put up a 3, and he'll hit it. Hudson Remus for 3. That is his first basket tonight. Matucci with it, far side. Matucci kicks it back out to Colan. Colan thinks about the 3, but does not. He'll drive it in. Mid-range jumper rattles off, and Beloit answers. Beloit with it. Remus drives it down the baseline, kicks it back out to Jackson Cheney. Jackson Cheney will give it off to Rexroth. Rexroth to Remus. Lenners with it. Lenners will kick it off to Remus. Remus will put up another three and gives about 4 bounces on the iron and rattles in. Hudson Remus with back-to-back 3 balls for Sacred Heart. Now down by 9 here with 2:55 left to go in the second. Colin will give it off to Matucci. Matucci with it. Matucci trying to kick it back out to Colin and is fouled on the pass.
Take him, he can't guard you out there.
Foul was called on Beloit's number 42, Brody Litton. That's his first. Johnson checking in for the Trojans, as well as number 50, Riker Clark. Colin to inbound it for the Knights. Colin scanning, looking for an open man. Tuttle is the man. Tuttle guarded by Clark. He'll drive in, put it up, bounces off the glass, and rattles in. Will Tuttle with another 2. He has 7 here in this second quarter. Now down by 7. 2:30 left to go in the second. And Colin steals Rexroth's pass away. He'll try driving it in and gets fouled. Foul was called on the court. Foul was called on number 10, Joel Rexroth. That's his second personal. And checking in for the Knights, number 21, Ben Disberger. And checking in for the Trojans, number 5, Luke Cheney. Colin to inbound it for the Knights. Colin to Hines. Hines will drive it in, trying to kick it back out to Disberger. Disberger was not there for that pass. It's a turnover on the Knights. Beloit will take over here. 2:21 left to go in the second quarter. Sacred Heart down by 7, 32-25. Jackson Cheney with it. Jackson will take control. He'll find Remus. Remus thinking about putting up a shot from the free throw line. Rattles off and rebounded by Noah Hines. Noah Hines with it. He'll give it off to Luke Colin. Colin will drive it in and does not connect. Rebounded by Disberger. Disberger will kick it back out to Hines. Hines with it, near side. Playing some aggressive offense here. Matucci with it. Matucci with Wells. Wells will put up a 3 and jacks it down. Maddox Wells with another 3 here. Will Tuttle set to come in for the Knights. Beloit with it. Beloit giving it to Johnson. And Noah Hines is there for the interception, but is fouled by Eli Johnson. Well, excuse me. The one ref was motioning a foul, but no foul was called. Just out of bounds on Beloit. Sacred Heart, though, will have it. Minute and a half here in the second quarter. Down by 4. Wells with it. Wells will drive it in. He'll put it up and scores. Maddox Wells with an impressive jumper there just inside the charity stripe. 1:15 and ticking. Lenners with it. Lenners will give it off to Remus. Remus running right to left. He'll throw it far side to Lenners. Remus back with it. Looking down to Riker Clark. Riker Clark is thinking about it, but gives it back off to Luke Cheney. And Luke Cheney's ball is stripped. Gives it to Colin. Colin jacks it up and answers off that turnover. Luke Colin scores here for the first time this second quarter. 45 seconds left here. Tied. 32-32. Lenners gives it down to Riker Clark. Deflected. Riker Clark will jack up a 3 ball. Rattles off, rebounded by Luke Cheney. And a foul was called on Maddox Wells. That's his second. Noah Hines checking in for the Knights. Jackson Cheney checking in for the Trojans here. 32-32. 30 seconds left here in the first half. Lenners to inbound it for the Trojans. He'll give it off to Jackson Cheney. Jackson Cheney will give it off to Hudson Remus. Remus throws it to Lenners, far side. Getting trapped. He'll give it off to Jackson Cheney. Jackson Cheney stutter steps. puts it up and scores. Jackson Cheney with another score here. 7 seconds. Down by 2. Matucci with it. He'll give it off to Tuttle. Tuttle with a deep 3 ball. Rattles off. Rebounded by Jackson Cheney, and that's the buzzer of the first half. Sacred Heart ends the first half down by 2, 34-32. We'll take a short moment of a break here, and we'll be back with halftime stats. Brought to you by Salina Post.
The hours of drills, the pre-dawn workouts, the hundreds of laps. It takes hard work, passion, and drive to do what you love. When you're sidelined by injury, Salina Regional Sports Medicine is just as committed and works just as hard to get you back in the game. Salina Regional Sports Medicine, 785-452-7366. SalinaRegionalSportsMedicine.com.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Salina Post, brought to you by Salina Ortho. I'm Noah Helgett. Brian Dennett behind camera, bringing you halftime stats of this men's action tonight. Lots of scoring, both sides. Great physical atmosphere here for the Knights. There's going to be a lot of pushing and shoving underneath there with Litton and Johnson, but the Knights are answering with great shots here. We'll go through some halftime scoring here. We'll start with the Trojans. Charlie Burke with 2 points. Luke Cheney with a lone 2. Those 2 free throws early on there. Jackson Cheney, his brother, finishes the half with 11. Brody Litton with 2. Eli Johnson with 6. Joel Rexroth with 5. Hudson Remus with 6. They went 2 for 2 from the free throw line there in the first half. The Sacred Heart Knights didn't get an option of any free throws there early on. Eli Johnson averaging 19.4 points on the year, and we've stuck him to 6 points here in this first half. Great guarding down low by him and Brody Litton. Will Tuttle hot from that free throw, or 3-point line, there early on, as well as Maddox Wells. Maddox Wells is really connected here early on for the Knights. 2 big 3 balls there early on, and just great drives. Great drives and great shots by Wells as well. Will Tuttle, another one. Luke Colin, great physical mentality by him as well. We'll take a break here, and we'll be back with second half action of Sacred Heart Knight action. Down by 2, 34-32 to start the second half. I'm Noah Helgett, Brian Dennett behind camera. You're listening to Sacred Heart Knight basketball here on Salina Post. into Sacred Heart basketball. I'm Noah Helget. Brian Dennett behind the camera. The Knights starting this second half down by 2, 34-32. There in that first half, we saw great shooting by Maddox Wells, shooting 10 points there. A sophomore really stepping up there in that first half, averaging 7.8 on the season. He's already at 10, so he's beat that thus far. Will Tuttle starting to get into rhythm there in that second quarter. We'd like to see what he can do here in this second half. Sacred Heart actually outscored Beloit there in that second quarter by 2, 16-14. Beloit to inbound it. Jackson Cheney will throw it in for the Trojans. Coach Gormley making sure everybody is organized here to start. Johnson with it. Johnson will kick it off to Rexroth. Rexroth with it. He'll give it off to Jackson Cheney. Big man out front, big man down low. Luke Cheney will put up a mid-range jumper and hit it. Luke Cheney with his first 2 of the second half. Dominic Matucci with it. Matucci will kick it off to Tuttle. Tuttle down to Colin. Colin backdoor pass to Lehman. Lehman stuck with it, but he gets back out of the paint. Kick it off to Matucci. Matucci cross-court pass to Hines. Hines with a nice jumper over 6'6" Brody Litton. Noah Hines with his first 2 of the second half. Jackson Cheney with it. Litton with it. Litton's pass is intercepted by Tuttle. Tuttle will give it off to Matucci. Matucci will drive it in. We'll kick it back out to Tuttle. Tuttle with the corner 3. Rattles out and rebounded by Luke Cheney. Luke Cheney will give it off to Jackson Cheney. Jackson Cheney with it. Scanning, looking, will throw it to Joel Rexroth. Joel Rexroth will give it off to Cheney. Cheney down to Litton. Litton will put it up. No good. He gets his own rebound, throws it back up, and rattles off the iron. Matucci with it. Matucci rolls right. Trying to jump and over. It does not work. He's stuck with it. He'll kick it back out to Tuttle. Tuttle for 3. Rattles off the iron and rebounded by Eli Johnson. 6 minutes left here in the third quarter. Down by 2 still. 36-34. Johnson with it. Johnson gives it off to Jackson. Jackson Cheney gives it to Luke Cheney. And Luke Cheney will connect there. Back-to-back possessions with Luke Cheney scoring there with those mid-range turnaround jumpers. Matucci here near side. Drive it in, kicks it back out to Noah Hines. Noah Hines will put up a 3-ball. Rattles off the front iron. Rebounded by Matucci. Matucci with it. Matucci give it off to Colin. Colin thinks about the 3, but backs out. Tuttle ends up with it. Tuttle puts up a ball and ends up on the ground, but no foul called. Beloit will take over. Rexroth with it. Rexroth will give it to Jackson Cheney. Jackson Cheney will drive it in. Rattles off, rebounded by Eli Johnson, and Noah Hines called with the foul. Correction. Carson Lehman with that foul. That's his first personal. Lehman, Colin, Tuttle, Disberger, and Matucci all have 1 foul apiece. Wells with 2. Johnson inbounds it. He'll try to put up a pass and basket down low and does not get it. Matucci with a fast break and runs in to a brick wall and Brody Litton. Brody Litton's fouled. That's his second of the night. Matucci checking in. Matucci to inbound it for the Knights. Riker Clark checking in for the Trojans. Matucci will give it to Tuttle. Tuttle thinks about the 3 but drives it in. Bounces off the glass and rebounded by Beloit. Physical play there, but no foul called. Clark with it. Clark gives it to Johnson. Johnson backs up, gives it back out to Jackson Cheney. Jackson Cheney pushes off Matucci, and he gets a charging call. Jackson Cheney picks up his first foul. Checking in for the Trojans, number 12, Hudson Remus. Wells with it. Wells crosses mid-court line. He'll corner himself here near side. He'll take it around. He'll throw it down low. Will not get it. Rebounded by Lehman, though. Lehman back out to Matucci. Matucci thinks about the three ball, but drives it in. Kicks it back out to Wells. Wells with it. Wells will put up a shot inside the free throw line, and no good. Rebounded by Hudson Remus. Remus will give it off the Rex rope. Tries to put it up and is blocked by Will Tuttle. Hines checking out. Luke Cullen coming in for him. Luke Cheney to inbound it for the Trojans. Rexrow with it. He'll throw it to Cheney. Cheney will drive it in. Puts up a shot, goes in, but foul is called on the court. Foul called on number 14 in Dominic Matucci, his second. Checking in for the Knights in number 21, Ben Disberger. As well as checking in for the Trojans, number 4, Charlie Burke. Johnson gives it in. Gives it in to Cheney. Luke Cheney will put up a three ball, no good. Rattles off the back iron and rebounded by Matucci. Matucci, fast break, gives it to Colin. Colin will drive down, bounces off the glass and rebounded by Luke Cheney. Luke Cheney's pass gets picked away. Tuttle with it. Tuttle for Sacred Heart has it. He'll throw it in to Wells. Wells with it. Wells will give it to Tuttle. Tuttle with it. Turnaround jumper. Backs it out. Throws it to Wells. Wells will put up a three ball. And scores. Correction, that was Luke Colin on that play. Ball tried picked away, but sticking with Beloit. Checking in for the Trojans, number 2, Cale Linners. Burke to inbound it for the Trojans. They have not passed half court yet. They have now. Remus with it. Remus takes it right side to Clark. Clark looking, scanning. Will throw it back to Remus. Remus to Clark. Clark will put up a three ball and airballs it. And ball going to the Knights. Riker was thinking, hesitant, and ended up shooting it. He's wishing he didn't, he thinks, based on his reactions. Clark going out for the Trojans, checking in for him in number 11, Jackson Cheney. Wells will drive it. He'll put up a jump shot, and he'll swish it. Maddox Wells answers there. Sacred Heart outscoring them 7-4 right now. But Eli Johnson answers, and he scores a 2. 8 points for him on the game. Noah Hines here at the score table, set to check in for the Knights. Maddox Wells will drive again, and he'll put up another shot there. Tips it back. Tips it back, rebounded by Remus. And he loses his steps and steps out of bounds. Great play and great defense by the Knights. Kind of confused him, and he messed up there on the inbound. Noah Hines with it. He'll try to give it to Tuttle. Tuttle throws it over his knee and out of bounds. Ball going to the Trojans. Jackson Cheney inbounding it. Before then, Carson Lehman checking in. Will Tuttle coming out for the Knights. The Knights down by 1, 40-39. 2:10 and ticking here in the third. Johnson with it for the Trojans. He'll kick it out to Lenners. Lenners to Jackson Cheney. Cheney over to Burke. Burke's passes rejected by Wells. Wells with a fast break steal and answers. Maddox Wells scores, and the Knights take the lead here with 1:40 left in the third. Burke's three shot is no good and rebounded by Maddox Wells. Wells, fast break to Disberger. Disberger puts up a shot and answers. Ben Disberger, the great fast break play there. Maddox Wells steals it, drives it down fast. Ben Disberger, right place, right time, and answers here for the Knights as they take a 3-point lead, 43-40. A timeout called by the Trojans, and we'll take that timeout with you here on Salina Post, brought to you by Salina Ortho.
Life is better with American Family Insurance because our agents provide specialized local expertise to help you get the right coverage at the right price. We understand that farming and ranching is at the heart of what you do, and we want to help protect what you've worked so hard for. Let's build the policy your farm and ranch deserves.
Contact Scott Osherman, agent at Scott Osherman Agency, Inc. at 75-392-3111 today.
American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Here in Salina, Sacred Heart leading 43-40 with 1:23 left in the third. Beloit to inbound it here. Lenners, Remus, Rexroth, Johnson, and Cheney all in for the Trojans. Hines, Colin, Disberger, Wells, and Lehman in for the Knights. Beloit gets it stolen away by Wells. Wells with a fast break shot and a beautiful layup by Maddox Wells. He has 6 here in this third. Beloit inbounds it. Cheney with it. Cheney nearly gets it stolen away. Great defense, great locking down, man-to-man by the Knights here. 53 left to go here in the third quarter. Knights up by 5. Rexroth looking down for Johnson. Johnson gets the handle. Disberger reaching in and picks up the foul. Ben Disberger picks up his second foul there. Checking in for the Trojans, number 5, Luke Cheney. Luke Cheney inbounding it for the Trojans. He'll give it to his brother, Jackson Cheney. Jackson Cheney puts it up, gets his own rebound, puts it back up, no good. And a foul called on Sacred Heart's number 2, Carson Lehman, his second personal. Both battling for that rebound and gets a foul. Beloit with it. Jackson Cheney in the far corner. Throws it down to Luke Cheney. Luke Cheney puts it up in the paint and scores. Luke Cheney with another 2-ball here. 28 seconds and ticking. Sacred Heart up by 3, 45-42. Wells holding it for one last play here in this third quarter. Organizing something. One perfect shot here, he hopes. Noah Hines yelling out a play here. Wells with it. Wells will drive it down, gives it to Disberger. Disberger will put it up and scores. Ben Disberger scores here with time remaining. And Beloit throws up a full court shot, bounces off the glass. But in the end, Ben Disberger wins that battle. Checking in for the Knights here to start the fourth quarter, number 5, Will Tuttle. We'll take the timeout here and bring you back fourth quarter action here on Salina Post.
APAC Kansas Incorporated has been building the Heartland from the ground up for over a century. From the supply of aggregate materials, hot mix asphalt, and concrete to the construction of roads and bridges, we do it all. You've seen our trucks, and now we want to hire you. APAC in Salina is growing, and we are hiring for all positions. From truck drivers to mechanics, general laborers, and construction, APAC has your next career. For more details, visit the job links page at salinapost.com. Great pay and benefits, APAC is an equal opportunity employer.
Congratulations, you're having a little girl.
At that moment, everything changed. Our hopes and dreams for ourselves were instantly replaced by our hopes and dreams for her. We got life insurance policies from Shelter Insurance, so that regardless of what life throws at us, we'll still be able to provide the world to her.
Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
Hey Salina, come see us at the Kelly Kitchener Agency near the intersection of Cloud and Ohio. We want to be your Salina, Kansas insurance agent.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Salina Post, brought to you by Salina Ortho here. Noah Helget on the call. Brian Dennett behind the camera. Start of the fourth quarter here. Sacred Heart inbounds it. Maddox Wells will take it across half court. Wells drives around the right side. Puts up a jumper, bounces off the glass and rattles in. Maddox Wells with another great shot down low. Brings the lead to 7, 49-42 here. Beloit with control here. Jackson Cheney will jack up a three, no good, and rebounded by Will Tuttle. Will Tuttle has numbers. Will Tuttle will drive it in, puts it up, bounces off the glass, bounces off the rim, rattles out, but is fouled going up. He'll get 2 free throws here. Foul was called on number 5, Luke Cheney, his first personal. Will Tuttle at the line shooting 2. Tuttle's first is no good. 7:29 left to go here in the game. Sacred Heart up by 7. Tuttle's second is up and good. Will Tuttle hits 1 of 2 there. Ben Disberger set to come in for the Knights. Carson Lehman taking a breather. Luke Cheney controls it for the Trojans. He'll give it off to Remus. Remus with it. Remus struggling here with Wells. Wells, great guarding. And Remus throws it out of bounds right into the Beloit bench. Turns it over again for the Trojans. Checking in for the Knights, Luke Cullen. And checking in for the Trojans, number 4, Charlie Burke. Tuttle to inbound it for the Knights. The Knights up by 8, 50-42. Wells with it. Wells will drive it in. Same spot he has all night, but this one does not go in. Luke Cheney with the rebound. Cheney with it. Cheney gives it to Rexroth. Rexroth throws it down to Johnson. Johnson throws up a shot, and it slowly rolls in there. Eli Johnson scores here in the fourth. Tuttle with it. Ooh, Tuttle, deep 3 ball. And yes, Will Tuttle knocks down a huge 3 ball here as it expands the lead for the Knights by 9. And a turnover here by Beloit. Momentum on the Knights' side. And a timeout called here by Coach Eilert for the Trojans. A 30-second timeout here. And the Trojans down by 9, 53-44. Sacred Heart has the momentum on their side right now. We'll take a 30-second timeout here.
When does normal acute pain become abnormal chronic pain? Chronic pain can be one of 2 types, nociceptive and neuropathic. Each type differs based on what causes it, what it feels like, and what treatments may relieve it. Neuropathic pain can often be managed by a therapy called neurostimulation or spinal cord stimulation. If you suffer from chronic pain, ask your primary care physician for a referral to the Salina Pain Clinic. Our pain specialists will discuss the right options to manage your pain. Online at salinapainclinic.org.
Welcome back to Salina Post, ladies and gentlemen. Noah Helget, Brian Dennett, behind the camera. Disberger checked in for the Knights. Noah Hines puts up a shot, and no shot. Hines checking out for the Knights. The Trojans with it. Rexroth gives it to Luke Cheney. Luke Cheney down to Eli Johnson. Shot is up and no good. Foul was called on the floor. Foul was called on number 15, Maddox Wells, his third personal.
Teams first.
Burke will put up a 3-ball and knocks it down. Charlie Burke with his first shot since the first quarter with a 3-ball. Sacred Heart up by 6 here. 5:40 left to go in this one. Sacred Heart nearly loses that one, and does. Wells looking to pass it to Lehman, but Lehman was not ready and throws it into the Sacred Heart student section there. Jackson Cheney inbounds it to Luke Cheney. Luke Cheney with it. He'll kick it off to Burke. Burke with it. Burke gives it to Rexroth. Rexroth will drive it in. Bounces off the bottom iron and rebounded by Maddox Wells. Maddox Wells will give it off to Matucci. Matucci with it. Matucci will drive and gets fouled going in for the shot. Foul was called on Charlie Burke. That's his third personal. Checking in for the Knights, number 11, Noah Hines. Wells with it. Wells gives it to Tuttle. Tuttle, post, puts it up, and shot is good. Will Tuttle knocks down a great shot. 55-47, Sacred Heart is leading. 5 minutes left to go here in the fourth. Luke Cheney, far corner with it. He'll give it off to Jackson Cheney. Jackson Cheney will drive it in, one-handed shot, and Jackson Cheney will put up 2 points here for the first time in this fourth quarter. Wells with it, far side. Wells gives it to Tuttle. Tuttle will put up a 3-ball and bounces off the glass, but rebounded by Johnson for Beloit. Beloit looking to answer here. Cheney gives it off to his brother Luke Cheney. Cheney down to Johnson. Johnson back out to Burke. Burke will put up another 3 and rolls out and rebounded by Noah Hines. Noah Hines gives it off to Lehman. Lehman gives it to Tuttle, and a full timeout had been called by Coach Gormley. And we'll take that full timeout with you here on Salina Post.
The Bennington State Bank proudly supports local sports and wants each student to know that their hard work and talent is noticed and appreciated. At Bennington State Bank, they care about local communities and are committed to fostering long-term relationships through the delivery of excellent customer service, integrity, and fairness. From helping local businesses to supporting community youth and nonprofits to helping you purchase your dream home or invest in your future, Bennington State Bank is here to help. Give them a call to experience exceptional banking with hometown service. Bennington State Bank, your trusted hometown bank. Member FDIC.
Insurance is something we all need in our business, home, car, and life. But do you really understand what's covered? And most importantly, what you are paying for? Hi, this is Rob Carlson in the Salina office of Smart Insurance. Change is good, especially if you haven't looked at your insurance policy lately. I can help you understand what you need and where the gaps are in your coverage. We provide free quotes and take pride in looking out for you. Smart Insurance, with locations in Salina, Abilene, and Harrington. Give us a call today.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Salina Post, I'm Noah Helgett. Brian Dennett behind the camera. 4:08 left to go here in the fourth. The Knights up by 6 here. Here lately in the second half, the momentum has been on the Knights' side here, catching some really lucky and great shots. Maddox Wells with 18 points thus far. Wells drives in. Tries passing it over to Matucci and gets fouled on the pass. Foul was called on number 2, Cale Lenners, his first personal. Inbounding it for the Knights. Colin kicks it out to Noah Hines, and Noah Hines knocks down a 3-ball. Hines with 9 points in the game. Johnson with it for Beloit. Johnson kicks it back out to Cale Lenners. Cale Lenners will put up a 3-ball and does not get it. Eli Johnson chases that one down. Jackson Cheney with it. Right side, gives it off to Lenners. Lenners back to Cheney. Matucci, great defense on Cheney. Luke Cheney will drive it in, does not get it, and rebounded by Colin. Colin, just a 5'8" junior, rebounding that over a 6'5" senior in Eli Johnson. Sacred Heart tries answering. Noah Hines puts up a shot and does not answer. Jackson Cheney drives in for Beloit. Stuck in the lane, tries passing it out to Luke. Nobody there to catch it, and a turnover on the Trojans. 2:48 left in this one. The Knights are up 58-49. Checking in for the Trojans, number 4, Charlie Burke. Hines with it here, near side. Matucci with it. Matucci will give it back to Hines. Hines looking for something. Scanning. Nothing's there. Throws it back to Colin. Colin with it. Colin searching. Maddox Wells with it. Maddox Wells turns around. Tries driving in, kicks it back out to Colin. Colin gives it to Matucci. Matucci turns around, dribbles. Top of the key. And Matucci is fouled going around that far side there by Charlie Burke. His 4th personal tonight. Will Tuttle to inbound it here for the Knights. Matucci catches it, back court. Noah Hines with it. Hines back to Matucci. Matucci over to Tuttle. Tuttle tries going around Lenners and is fouled. Cale Lenners picks up his 2nd personal. 1:59 left in this one. The Knights up by 9. Ben Disberger coming in for the Knights here after a free throw by Will Tuttle. Tuttle's first free throw is up and rattles in. Disberger in for the Knights. Coming in for the Trojans, number 11, Jackson Cheney. Tuttle, his 2nd, is up and good. Checking in for the Knights, number 2, Carson Lehman. He is one of the 3 players with 2 fouls here. Remus for the Trojans has control. Trojans locking it down. Passes and throws that one away though. Jackson Cheney could not quite grab the handle on that one and turns it over. Colin and Hines checking in for the Knights. 1:45 left in the 4th. The Knights up by 11 here. They have really taken control here in this 4th. And mishandling of the ball by Matucci, but Tuttle saves them. Colin telling him to slow down as Hines throws it over Tuttle's hands and rolls out. A turnover committed by Noah Hines here with 1:30 left to go here. Disberger and Lehman checking back in for the Knights. Remus with it. Remus crosses midcourt. 1:25 left in this one. The Trojans down by 11. Burke with it. Looking, scanning, gives it off to Rexroth. Rexroth finds Johnson down low. Johnson mishandles it, but catches his own ball and rebounds throws it up, no good, but Lenners with the rebound, put back up, and connects. He connects and gets a foul. He'll be shooting one free throw here. Hines and Colin back in for the Knights.
Got ball out on me. Everybody, who is squeezing?
Lenners free throws up and no good. Rebounded by Luke Coland. Coland will give it to Hines. Hines stuck in the corner but gets out. He'll give it off to Coland. Coland gets it across half court. Hines with it. And Hines is fouled by Hudson Remus. His second personal. That's number 5 for the team. Meaning Noah Hines is being sent to the free throw line here, shooting 2. Noah Hines, his first is up and good. Noah Hines shoots and makes his first free throw of the night here. Hines' second is up and good as well. Perfect from the charity stripe. Lehman checking in for Dominic Matucci. Matucci sitting down here. Just ticked under a minute here. Remus will put up a 3 ball, rattles out and rebounded by Disberger, but jump ball here. And the possession arrow sticking with the Trojans. Sacred Heart leading here 62-51, 47.3 seconds left in the game. Lenners to inbound it. Lenners gives it to Remus. Remus put up a 3 ball, rattles off the back iron, and no good. Rebounds by Lenners. Lenners will put up another shot and gets fouled. He'll be shooting 2. Lenners first is up and good. Matucci and Coland coming in for the Knights.
Dom, you're squeezing.
Riker Clark set to come in for the Trojans. Lenners, his second, rolls in and gets his second free throw. 2 for 3 from the charity stripe for him. Tuttle inbounding it, gives it to Coland. Coland stuck in the corner. Timeout being called by the Knights. A 30-second timeout called by Coach Gormley. And we'll take that 30-second timeout with you here on Salina Post, brought to you by Salina Ortho.
When there is wastewater backing up into your home, time is crucial. Hours are precious to minimize the mess and damage. That is where Salina Septic Service looks out for you with direct access to their dispatch board, so you can schedule the first available appointment. Upload pictures and description of your problem on the Salina Septic Service website and secure your appointment 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Money-saving specials now and information on worry-free service plans when you visit salinasepticservice.com.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Salina Post. I'm Noah Helgett. Brian Dennett behind the camera. 62-53 is the score here. Sacred Heart on top of this one. 40 seconds left, and it's ticking. Noah Hines with the ball handle. He gets fouled by Hudson Remus. Hudson's third personal, and that sends Noah Hines to the free throw line for 2. Disberger and Cheney checking in. Hines' first is up and good. Jackson Cheney checking in for the Trojans. And Ben Disberger checking in for the Knights. Hines' second is up and rolls in. Hines 5 for 6 from the charity stripe here in this one. Beloit in control here. Remus will give it off to Cheney. They got a score here. but does not. Airballs a 3-ball. Rebounded by Johnson. Johnson jacks up a 3-ball and hits it. And a timeout called by Coach Eilert. Eli Johnson averaging 19.4 points on the season. We've only allowed him 13 here tonight. Free throws have really came in crucial here for the Knights, as they have hit 7 out of 8 here in this fourth quarter. The only free throws that they have shot are in the fourth quarter. Beloit free throws, they've shot 4 for 6. 26.2 seconds left here in this one. The Knights up by 8. 64-56. Tuttle to inbound it for the Knights. Tuttle scanning, looking. Gives it off to Matucci. Matucci is fouled by Hudson Remus. Remus's 4th personal. Dominic Matucci going to the charity stripe. Matucci looking for his first point of the contest here tonight. Ben Disberger here at the scores table, set to check in. Matucci's first free throw is up and good. Dominic Matucci gets his first point of tonight's contest. Matucci's second is up, bounces off the glass and rolls in. Dominic Matucci makes his 2 free throws here. 25 seconds left. The Knights up by 10. Beloit's perfect league record on standby here. Hines and Colin checking in for the Knights. Cale Lenners checking in for the Trojans. Matucci with it. Matucci gives it off to Colin. Colin will hold it. Tuttle drives, gets it past the charity at midcourt line, and the clock rolls out. Sacred Heart is going to pick up this one, 66-56, and their perfect season stays alive as the Knights move to 11-0 and still perfect in league play. The Beloit Trojans drop to 9-4 on the season, 6-1 in league play. We'll take a short break here, get some stats organized, and be back for final score here from Salina. You're listening to Sacred Heart Sports here on Salina Post.
Sage is your go-to source for industrial strength cleaning products, ice melt, floor equipment, paper, asphalt, and just about everything in between. Whether you're a maintenance supervisor, a small business, or just wanting your home to look amazing, stop by 732 North 9th Street in Salina, where we will be happy to assist you. You can also visit us at sageselects.com or call us at 309-1919. Sage Products, the right call every time.
Insurance is something we all need in our business, home, car, and life. But do you really understand what's covered? And most importantly, what you are paying for? Hi, this is Rob Carlson in the Salina office of Smart Insurance. Change is good, especially if you haven't looked at your insurance policy lately. I can help you understand what you need and where the gaps are in your coverage. We provide free quotes and take pride in looking out for you. Smart Insurance, with locations in Salina, Abilene, and Harrington. Give us a call today.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, live from Salina. Noah Huggett on the broadcast here. Brian Dennett behind the camera. A great win picked up by the Sacred Heart Knights, keeping their perfect record alive here. Your final from Sacred Heart, 66, Beloit 56. Sacred Heart finished that fourth quarter on a 19-14 run, and we stay alive here. Let's start with the Beloit Trojans scoring here. Charlie Burke finished with 4 fouls. He had 5 points. Luke Cheney had 8. Jackson Cheney had 13. Brody Litton finished with 2. Eli Johnson with 13. Cale Lenners with 4. Joel Rexroth with 5. And Hudson Remus with 6. They shot from the charity stripe there to end the game 4 for 5. And we stuck Eli Johnson to just 13 points as he averaged 19.4 on the season. Now for your Knights, Carson Lehman finished with 3. Luke Cullen with 9. Will Tuttle with 17. Noah Hines with 11. Ben Disberger with 6. Dominic Matucci with 2. And a sophomore in Maddox Wells finished with 18. That is our player of the game, scoring 18. We finished from the charity stripe there 9 from 10. That'll be it here from Sacred Heart. We will have live action Friday night from Hutch Trinity. I'm Noah Helgett. Brian Dennett behind the camera, bringing you Salina Post action here from Sacred Heart. Thank you for listening. Good night.